Jim, and what a time to be a Padres fan. As Jim just told you, even in the NL West after last night and all over the Giants tonight in the Bay, or today 7-0. Now, what has made this game intriguing, and we have an amazing show. Mark Loretta, Padres great, will join us at 5:30. Kevin Acee will join us from San Francisco at 5. Jaden Denigal, the new quarterback for San Diego State, will join us later this hour. Talk to Christopher McVay from SDFC as well. What has made this thing really intriguing, you say, well, it's 7-0. Padres are going to win this game, right? Well, when it was 7-0, 30 minutes ago, Jim tweets out, okay, this game's over, LOL. At the end of today, no matter what, the Padres will either have a one-game lead or be tied with the Dodgers for first place in the NL West. This weekend's going to be epic. Well, people have jumped all over this.
Yeah.
And a moment ago, the bases were loaded for the Giants in a 7-0 game, and we were both freaking out. But it is 7-0. I feel as if even if I were in your shoes, I think I'd feel good in your shoes, even with that tweet being sent out 30 minutes ago.
You know, normally I wouldn't do these types of things. I wouldn't tweet out something like that if I didn't feel very confident in it. And I feel pretty confident here.
I know.
You're up 7-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. You have a fairly rested bullpen. Nick Pivetta on the mound. The Giants team that's lost how many games in a row at Oracle Park?
1-12 in their last 13.
What'd you hear on the broadcast today?
It's the first time they've been 1-12 in a 13-game stretch at home since they were the New York Giants in 1940, 18 years before they moved to San Francisco.
Look, if they lose this game, if the Padres end up losing this game,
do it. Let me hear it. Do it. Come on.
I won't tweet for the rest of the month. I won't tweet for the rest of the year, like baseball season.
Okay, so you've doubled down.
I think I have.
You even tripled because you said the game's over, they won. They'll be either game up or tied based on what the Dodgers do tonight. Then you said I'm not going to tweet for a month, and now you've said you won't tweet for a year or for the rest of the year. You almost wonder if it's better if the Padres lose this game. No, I'm kidding. Padres, honestly, as we kind of get into what's happening here, you couldn't ask for more, Padres fans, could you? I mean, last night, another win, convincing, workmanlike, deja vu. What we said 2 days ago was the same yesterday. And today, just jumping all over the Giants with a 7-run second inning. Deja vu all over again. They were 14-3 to start the year. If they hold on to this 7-0 fourth inning lead, they're 14-3 over their last 17 games. It's just incredible the way they've played. The Dodgers have fallen off. We'll see what happens this weekend. But to your point, I mean, the Padres are in first place. It's the middle of August, and this weekend is going to be epic for San Diego.
Every time I see Nick Pivetta striking someone out, I feel so much better,
more confident
about this tweet that I sent out.
Yep.
Yeah, they're playing their best baseball at the right time. If this score holds, which I think is going to,
I do too.
A lot of people do. I just was the one that put out that tweet.
Mm-hmm.
They will be no worse than tied for the NL West lead heading into this weekend against the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I didn't think was possible. Like this soon. I thought maybe next weekend you could have a clash between both teams for the division. It's, obviously there'd be a month plus to play. But I didn't envision this. They're playing such a solid brand of baseball that these recent wins here in San Francisco have felt very workmanlike. No stress. I mean, the score might say otherwise. I get it, Padres fans. It's always stressful.
Mm-hmm.
But watching the game and watching how the Padres are beating the Giants and winning, dude, these are like the most workman-like type of victories you could possibly watch. Even today, you're like 7-0. This feels workman-like if they finish this off.
I mean, with this bullpen and Nick Pivetta, I'm 100% with you. This would be an absolute shocker if any result was other than the Padres sweeping the series in San Francisco. And then you look ahead. And I mean, we've been talking about it now at length, even over the last few days, like if not now, then when? And that's how I truly feel. I think I said last night on the wrap-up show, and I would double down on this. I mean, I would go from disappointed if they didn't win the division this year to like supremely disappointed. Because you can't play like this and be content with anything other than doing that. I mean, they're playing so well. The Dodgers have fallen off completely. Not to say that that's what's going to continue, but they're 14-20 their last 34 games. That's not happening every year with Los Angeles. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I am saying I'm going to be disappointed if they don't finish this off. They have the pieces. They're through the trade deadline. AJ Preller did his part. Now the team is performing to this high level. So You got to go win this division. You have to go win this division for me. It's right in front of them. I know it's only August and there's a lot of baseball left, but I'm not comfortable with any other result from this team other than winning the NL West in 2025.
Listen to this stat.
Yeah.
That will just make me feel maybe a little better about things. The Padres obviously have scored 7 runs today, and that was all in the second inning, which is as many runs as the Giants have scored over their last 45 innings.
Wow. They've scored 7 combined runs in the last 45 innings, the San Francisco Giants.
Correct.
Whew. Well, you better hope this game doesn't go 50 innings.
Yeah,
that's when the Giants are going to pounce on the Padres. No, I mean, it's amazing how these two teams have gone in complete opposite directions over the last month, right? I mean, there was a point where the Giants had a near identical record to the Padres. It wasn't that long ago.
Giants were ahead of the Padres in the standings.
And there was a point when the Dodgers were 9 games up. They have lost 9 games. The Dodgers have to the Padres over 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago, the Dodgers were 9 games up. There was a tweet from some of the covers of the Dodgers. Did you see this last night or in the endless scroll that we go through over the last 24 hours? That some of the covers that I forget, maybe Harris with Blake Harris. He said like June 30th, I've done the math on it. It's not to say the Giants were like, he said anything is possible, but I would give it a 0.25% chance that anyone other than the Dodgers wins this division. And you look up a month later and they're tied in the NL West.
I think Blake Harris is just like a jobless, like blogger wannabe.
I think that's who it was then, but he's like pro Dodger.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay,
he's pro Dodger.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like a formality. Like when they were 9 game up, I wasn't thinking about who was thinking about the division?
I was thinking about the 6th seed.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 10 days ago at the trade deadline. They lost 4 straight, right? Culminating in St. Louis. And then there was the Manny Machado, John Jay blow up. Mm-hmm. And that's the moment where they're 13-3, about to be 14-3 since. But if we go back to that moment, Jim, there was no guarantee the Padres were even making the postseason. It was a big question mark.
Yeah, they were bunched up with a bunch of different teams. You had the Reds, the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Mets were playing red hot baseball.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And then just like that, they just went on a crazy run. They came home off that road trip. They went 5-5, and that's what we said they needed to do.
Yeah.
And that Sunday in St. Louis, or even that Saturday night in St. Louis, that was the moment that they just went on. They started going on their run.
The bench is
the
cleared.
John Jay, yelling in Manny's face moment. Yeah,
and that the Padres in that exact moment hadn't even won that game. It was a 2-1 or 3-1 Padres lead. They had lost 4 straight. There was not even a guarantee they were going to win that game. They did. They held on to win that game, and that's the moment where the Padres have started what we believe to be their second 14-3 stretch of the season. They're second, and who knows how this one ends, by the way, Jim. And we said,
stop, don't say that.
No, not this game. I'm saying their 14-3 could be 15-3.
Oh, yeah.
With a win on
Friday.
Stretch,
yeah.
But I mean, last year they went 43-19 in their final 62 games. It was the best 62 game stretch in the history of the San Diego Padres.
The 2025 team is like, hold my beer.
Yeah, and this team's now 14-3 over their last 17 games. It's
wild.
It's unbelievable. That's the beauty of sports, man. It's very hard to fully predict how it's going to play out.
And they're going to go into a series this weekend. If they happen to take 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, I mean, if they're tied with the Dodgers going into Friday night, if the Dodgers have to win tonight, Dodgers play, I think it's 6:30 or 6:38. It's a weird start time
in Anaheim.
If the Dodgers win that game, Padres finish this one off today. Then you go into the series this weekend tied. You take 2 or 3, you're up 1 game by next Monday.
Or the Dodgers continue falling off. They don't win tonight.
Then,
you're a game up heading into that series.
But the point is, like, at worst, you lose 2 of 3. Don't get swept this weekend. But at worst, you lose 2 or 3 to the Dodgers. You still only trailing by a game heading into next week, and then you play them again here at Petco Park next weekend.
And that's at most, and that's assuming the Dodgers win tonight. Although I forgot this, they did win. Ohtani's starting. The Dodgers did win tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Regardless of score, they did win.
Right. Because even if they lose, they're going to win.
Because Ohtani's pitching, and if he throws you, if he shows you all that velocity and the movement and the pitch selection, they've already won the game. But listen, the way yesterday played out, which was to your point, workmanlike, and then the Dodgers an epic loss. It really was this back and forth wild game that they lose. They were walked off by the Angels. And by the way, I think in Kevin Acey's reporting last night, there maybe were others. They're all paying attention to that clubhouse. The game was on TV. They might pretend like they're not paying attention. Of course, they're paying attention. The Dodgers are paying attention to the Padres. The Padres are paying attention to the Dodgers. And now a clash is coming in just about 48 or so hours. And we haven't seen it in 2 months. And I cannot wait. I'm already past this. I'm past this game. They're going to win this game. And then this weekend is going to be epic. It's been too long since these two teams have met. Dodgers had the upper hand in June. They went 5-2 against the Padres, but that to me isn't relevant anymore. They're different teams. The Padres, I think, are getting the Dodgers at the right time. We'll see if they can prove it on the field as the Padres have opened up now an 8-0 lead, and Jim breathes another sigh of relief. This game's over.
When you go up by 8 runs, that's the like sweet spot right there.
2 grand slams.
Yeah, 2 grand. They need 2 grand slams
just to tie you.
Just to tie you, right. Exactly. So that's the sweet spot. Like 8 runs, you feel confident. Now 7 runs, I still felt pretty confident about this game today, especially with the way the Giants have been playing. The Giants are just they're in an awful slide right now. Where I know they gave Bob Melvin an extension. That extension might be rescinded here. Exactly. Watching this team play and how lifeless they look. But yeah, it's a brand of baseball that we're watching right now. Once again, that's reminiscent of last year's second half Padres, and it's just fun to watch. It's hard to stay in the moment. But I said this, I think earlier this week or last week, like, yes, the Padres are playing great baseball, and the first thing we want to do is talk about postseason and matchups and who might they play and seeding. But enjoy this ride. Enjoy the moment, because there are still some special moments that could come here in the regular season that you don't want to look past. They could win their first division title in 2 decades. Like, that's a moment that you have to like be in to appreciate. Don't look past that. Try to stay in the moment.
Would you feel better if they led, let's say, 10-0 as opposed to 8-0?
I would feel a lot better.
Well, they lead 10-0 because Ramon Laureano has followed the O'Hearn RBI base hit. Think about that. Ryan O'Hearn RBI base hit. Ramon Laureano, a couple of guys that weren't here even 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago, they weren't here. They're here, and they're making an impact, and the Padres are going to sweep the Giants in the Bay. They lead 10-0. The touchdown and the field goal about halfway home in San Francisco. We'll continue to react and get you ready for this weekend when the Padres will be in Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers. In addition, Christopher McVay, one of the premier defenders in MLS with SDFC in this remarkable season. He's going to join us coming up at 2:30. And then the starting quarterback for San Diego State, Jaden Danigal, officially named starting quarterback for the opener against Stony Brook 2 weeks from tomorrow. He'll join us at 2:45. We are here until 6. Do not go anywhere. All Padres today in San Francisco.
They're going to win.
They're going to win this game.
They're going to win this game.
John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, 10-0 Padres in San Francisco. We'll hear from Kevin Acee in the Bay coming up at 5 p.m. Our Padres insider, Mark Loretta, special assistant to the CEO of the Padres. Of course, Padres great as well. He's an all-star here. He'll join us coming up at 5:30. We'll have Jaden Danigal, San Diego State's Week 1 starter for Sean Lewis at 2:45. Chris McVeigh, one of the premier defenders in Major League Soccer, will join us at 2:30 from SDFC. And we're just watching it play out in real time like everyone else. I mean, we're just soaking it all in like everyone else. This team's performance, the moves at the deadline. It doesn't always work like that, Jim, where you make moves and they just pay off. You know, Freddie Fermin, upgrade a catcher, works. Ramon Laureano, upgrade in the outfield, works. O'Hearn, on your bench, the upgrade, right? Everything just works. Mason Miller, it's worked. Doesn't always work like that. It has worked so far like that for the San Diego Padres, almost like video game-esque. Oh, let me recruit these players in my video game. We'll have the best recruiting class and we'll just win. It's a little bit like what's happened here at the trade deadline for the Padres.
And this has to be a very humbling series for the Giants. It wasn't like the Padres went in there and there were close games, all 3 nights or all 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was an ass whooping. It was a beatdown of epic proportion. I mean, it was as bad of a series for a team against another team in their division who was fighting for a playoff spot as you could have.
What have the scores been? So this is 10-0. We had 4-1 in game 1. What was the final last night in that game? What was the final? Was it 5-1? They all run together.
I think it was 5-1.
If it was 5-1 yesterday and 4-1 in game 2, they've been outscored 19-2 at home.
It was 5-1. 5-1, 4-1, 10-0.
I mean, 19-2 against a division rival at home. That's not every series. You're getting outscored 19-2 at home.
And this was their quote, last stand.
Last stand, have to win the series.
Have to play really good baseball. You got Webb and Ray on the mound, and
dude,
you laid an egg.
What I love is you get the Giants again next week at Petco. Truthfully, I mean, the Giants obviously have given up. Not to say they're going to win games again, but the Giants are in no position to contend. And again, we talked about August, Jim, like it was this huge hurdle. And it's a credit to the Padres because they've played well. It's not to discredit their opponents because the Padres have played well, but the huge hurdle no longer exists, right? Like there was a scenario a month ago where we're like, man, the Dodgers might be 30 games over 500. They're not. Right. There was a scenario the Giants were in the playoff race. They're not. So the huge hurdle has only become a hurdle. And that's a lot of a credit. That's a big credit to the Padres as well. But we talked about August, like, man, are they going to be able to get through it with their head above water? I mean, to this point, we're halfway through August. And I mean, they've played better than anyone would expect.
They're like Michael Phelps. They're above water. They're like swimming. They're swimming like Michael Phelps right now, lapping people.
Exactly.
Like, oh, that guy came out of nowhere. They have just turn that switch that, I mean, to their credit, we didn't think they could do it again. Like it's in baseball, momentum is a thing. Like we had Phil Nevin on yesterday and he's like, yeah, sometimes momentum, it can just be like rolling downhill. Right. But to replicate what they did last year, the following season with new faces, new players that are contributing at a different level, and to essentially do close to the same. Now there's still time left and there's still a month and a half left in the season, but so far, I mean, you're about to go 14-3 in your last 17 games.
Yeah, it still works.
Like that's really good. And it's crazy because that's not even like the best record over that stretch of time in baseball.
Because of Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And they're still playing at a level where every single night so far for the last 2.5 weeks it's just felt like they're going to win. They're going to find a way to win. And if they lost, so be it. They'd come back and they would win the next 2 games, just like in the Boston series. Got their ass kicked on Friday night, 10-2, came back, played really good baseball on Saturday, Sunday, took the series, and they just put a whooping on the Giants here in San Francisco.
We've gotten to the point where we always do the caveat where we're like, well, if this holds up, if they continue to play well, they're 3/4 of the way through their season. There's no mirage here. This isn't unrealistic anymore. This isn't impossible to achieve anymore. I also made this point last night that I want to further go down the path. Like for all the talk about the gap between the Padres and the Dodgers in terms of resources off the field, the gap no longer exists when you get past the trade deadline. There's no money that saves the Dodgers. There's no money that helps the Padres. There's no trade deadline that helps the Dodgers. There's no trade deadline that helps the Padres. An injury for San Diego is impactful like an injury for LA, but it feels more like you are actually on fair footing. Forget about payrolls. Forget about it all. Just outplay them. You're not going to beat them. You're not going to lose to them because they spent more money. You're not going to beat them because you spent more money. You're just going to beat them fair and square. I feel like we've finally gotten to that point in the year where none of that other stuff, Sasaki signing with them, Otani's $700 million deal 2 years ago, none of that to me is overly relevant anymore when you're in a stretch run, which is what we're in.
Oh, by the way, there's also no waiver deadline either.
No waiver. There's nothing that saves anyone. You just got to earn it. Everyone, including San Diego.
Yeah, I continue to look at how the Padres are playing. Yes, obviously Mike Schill gets credit, but I will continue to say, man, the more wins that this team keeps racking up, the more praise that I will give to AJ Preller. Like, just completely. Nah, I'm not gonna say turning their season around at the deadline because they were playing better.
They were.
They won what 5 in a row before the trade deadline, right?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they won 5 in a row. Swept the Mets. Took the last 2 from the Cardinals after losing that Friday night really bad. They won 5 in a row, but AJ Preller has his fingerprints all over this 14-3 stretch. He doesn't make these moves. Yeah, they might still be playing good baseball, but this type of baseball, this is next level.
What I love about the moves is we both said it. They can make the postseason without the moves, but are you giving yourself the best chance to win a World Series? Something they've never done. You got to just try to do that. And that's what AJ Preller has attempted to do. And we'll see if they can execute it here in 2025. All Padres 10-0 in the 5th inning. We're going to switch gears. Chris McVay, SDFC, will join us on the other side. What a year it's been for the expansion franchise. They've got huge aspirations as well in San Diego this year in Major League Soccer. Plus, Jaden Denigal named San Diego State's starting quarterback for Week 1 against Stony Brook. Will join us coming up at 2:45. When this game goes final, we will have full reaction. We'll hear from Mike Schill, Kevin Acee, Mark Loretta as well on the show today. Here until 6. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Padres all over the Giants today as they lead 10-0. After this game, the Padres will have a half-game lead over the Dodgers for first place in the NL West. Dodgers play the Angels later tonight at 6:30. So at worst, Padres and Dodgers will be tied for the National League West heading into their weekend showdown in LA. And Aztecs news of the day, head coach Sean Lewis announced this morning to the media that Jaden Denegal will be the starting quarterback for the team for the upcoming season. Need HVAC this month? Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
All right, we'll see if we can connect with Chris McVay, defender. He started every game for SDFC this year on the top team in the Western Conference in their expansion year. I mean, an incredible story. You can hear their upcoming match, by the way, Sunday in San Jose. In San Jose, I was about to say San Jose State. In San Jose at 4 p.m. You can hear that right here on San Diego Sports 760. Jaden Denegal, Aztec, newly named starting quarterback for Week 1. He will join us coming up in about 15 minutes. At 2:45, we continue to just be, amazed by the score today in San Francisco. Again, heading in with Nick Pivetta, you feel good. I mean, we've all been watching the Padres play, so you were hoping they could win this game. But I don't know if anyone ever expects to lead 10-0 midway through a game on the road, and that's where the Padres are right now. After this, hop on the plane, enjoy the off day, basically 48 plus hours off, and get ready to play at Dodger Stadium in that environment with so much on the line on Friday night. And we're going to be talking about that for basically, 3 shows? The rest of today's show, tomorrow's show, and Friday's show. I mean, that's a lot of talk before this weekend series.
I know. It's like the anticipation. You're like, can we just get to the games already? Because, whenever there's a day game on a Wednesday followed by an off day on a Thursday and then a night game on Friday, that feels like forever.
I mean, it kind of feels like 3 days, doesn't it? Even though it's not technically 3 days,
it feels
but
like
from
3 days.
When we're on the air, I mean, this game will end in an hour. We'll talk about it for 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. Then we'll talk about it for 4 hours tomorrow.
Right.
Now we're going to be at Snapdragon. We've got a great show tomorrow.
Yes.
And we'll talk baseball too, obviously tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll spend the whole day talking about the series, the weekend series.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because of the way it's a lot different than, imagine you go in reeling and the separation's 9 games. Mm-hmm. And you got to be honest with yourself. You're not winning the division.
But you're still playing for a playoff spot though.
Right. You would
potentially.
But this is you're finally playing for something more.
For sure. And the great feeling is off days after this team loses, they suck.
So, yeah, that's right.
And now we get to experience an off day after a Padres win. And oh, by the way, they're going to be at worst tied with the Dodgers atop the National League West.
At worst, yeah. At worst, they'll be tied with the Dodgers. Again, the Dodgers need to win tonight in Anaheim in the Freeway Series. It has been obviously a problem for them in the first 2 games of the series. Yep. As the Angels have taken the first 2 games of that series. So we'll see if we can connect momentarily with Chris McVay. Of course, you've heard every SDFC MLS match all season long right here on your home for SDFC, San Diego Sports 760. What a season it has been for SDFC. We have Chris McVay with us right now on John and Jim. Chris, we appreciate you taking time for us. We're looking forward to hearing the match Sunday at 4 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760 as the second half of your season continues in San Jose. But for our listeners right now, I mean, what has this experience been like for you? You get to San Diego and you're a part of this ride to this point. How would you describe this experience to this point this year with this club?
Well, thanks for having me on, first of all.
Yeah.
I think amazing so far. It's obviously kind of hard to tell before coming here how the squad would look and everything like that. But then again, we knew what they wanted to build here was something that was hopefully going to be very good. But then coming here and a lot of good teammates and the way we play, it's a lot of fun. And also, obviously, the success we've had so far, it's been amazing. So, just really positive.
When was the moment that it clicked for you guys as a club that, okay, you know what, we have a chance to do something special and we feel like we're a really good team?
I mean, to be honest, the training sessions the first week was just really good quality and really intense. Obviously, then it was more just getting to know each other and stuff like that. But you could kind of tell, okay, we got a lot of really good players on the squad. So that was kind of the first sign maybe. And then I think, we had preseason games. There was one game where we beat Red Bull 5-0 where, it started clicking a lot right before the season started. And I think then you could kind of tell like, okay, we can be a really good team. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Chris McVeigh with us right now, defender for SDFC. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, because I think I have some stats from maybe a couple of games ago, but you basically have played every minute of every match, right? And how much pride do you take in being that guy, not just starting, but being out there basically for the full 90?
Yeah, I mean, that's been really good. I missed a couple of games here recently just because of an injury, but back the last 2 games now. And yeah, before that, I played pretty much every minute. So it's been really good. And like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you want to do, right? Coming here, that was the goal, to play a lot and obviously keep improving for me individually as well. So to be able to help the team get as many points as we've had and so on, it's been amazing.
What can you say about the support of the community and the fan base here so far, embracing this team the way they have?
Yeah, that's been great from day one. I came in on December just to check out the area a little bit and stuff like that, and I got to meet a lot of the fans, and the excitement from their side. Just to have a team here was great from day one, and I mean, all the home games pretty much have been a great atmosphere. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell. Obviously, it helps when we do good, but even before knowing that, they were there supporting us and stuff. So it's been top from day one.
SDFC defender Chris McVeigh with us right now. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. What does it mean to you to have the contract extension, be here through 2027, a chance to be here through 2028 and beyond? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a receipt that I've been doing really good, and the club likes me as well. So yeah, I think just positives from that, and then to be able to be here for hopefully another 2-3 years. It's really exciting. So this is just the beginning, and it's been going great. But hopefully we can create something really good here for the future as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the contract extension as well. So yeah, it feels good.
What are some things, I know you guys are riding a 5-game road winning streak here. What are some things that you still feel like you need to work on as a club here to continue playing at a high level that you're playing at right now?
Yeah, that's been a good thing also. A lot of players have been rotated in, so you can kind of tell we have a really broad squad. A lot of guys are able to step up and play, maybe that hasn't got as many minutes before, or young guys and stuff like that. So you've kind of seen that in the last couple of games as well. A lot of young guys getting the chance and really performing. So that's been one of the things. And yeah, I mean, I just think, there's a couple teams who we played who's been kind of in a little lower block and stuff like that. So there's, depending on how teams play against us, just kind of sticking to our principles, and also, figuring out the way to break defenses down and score a lot of goals. And I think that's really important for us going forward.
SDFC defender Chris McVeigh with us. Chris, what would it mean to the club, not just winning the West? I mean, that alone would be an incredible accomplishment, but you're right in the race for the Supporters Shield as well right now. I think just 2 points behind Philadelphia. I mean, what does that mean to a player to, win a conference or win a Supporters Shield in this league?
I mean, that's kind of what you go for the whole time. You want to win trophies and win games and titles. So to be able to be there now and compete, it's what you want, and it's really exciting. Obviously, it was hard to tell in the beginning of the season how it was going to be, but now going into it here in the end stretch, it's like, it's a lot in our own hands. If we win our games, then, there's a chance. So, yeah, I think it's just focus one game at a time, and then we'll see how far it reaches. But I definitely think we have a good enough group for it to be able to pull it off. But, it comes down to each game to get the points.
The road continues on the road Sunday at San Jose, and you can listen to that match right here on San Diego Sports 760, SDFC San Jose, 4 p.m. from Northern California. Chris, we appreciate you taking time for us. Continued successes. We'll be listening and watching, and we appreciate you doing it.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right, great stuff from Chris McVeigh. We're going to take a timeout because Jaden Danigal joins us on the other side. He's been named the Week 1 starter for San Diego State. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow when the Aztecs take on Stony Brook at Snapdragon Stadium. The Michigan transfer. He won a national championship under Jim Harbaugh. He was the understudy to J.J. McCarthy 2 years ago at the University of Michigan. He's now San Diego State starter. He's out of Southern California, and he'll join us next on John and Jim. All right, we're going to connect with Jaden Danigal, San Diego State's quarterback for Week 1 against Stony Brook. The Michigan transfer scheduled to join us momentarily. We're also keeping an eye on Oracle Park in San Francisco, where I think the Padres have a command of this series finale. They lead 10-0 in the 7th inning.
I think they're going to win this game.
I feel good. Now, do you go to Mason Miller for 2 innings? Do you go to Suarez for 7 outs? I mean, what are you trying to do here with the 10-0 lead?
You know how cruel it would be is if they just deployed Estrada and Mason Miller and whoever else in the bullpen.
What's more cruel, doing that or deploying Bryce Johnson? Because you're up 10 runs in the 9th inning. But they wouldn't, because there's a day off. Of course, they're not going to do that.
No.
But they're not going to need to use leverage, guys. Although all of their players are basically leverage relievers.
Right. Even David Morgan, he probably won't get in this game. It's probably going to be a Yuki Matsui situation here.
Yep.
But they have, and I saw AJ Casville tweet about it. They have like a 6-pack of relievers that are all really good. And David Morgan has the lowest ERA in that bullpen. Think about that.
And they're starting to put him in those spots where, they got a 2-run lead and he's coming out of that bullpen and he's protecting those leads. It really is. I think it was Trevor Hoffman that told us Monday. It's like, it's a bag of riches.
Yep.
Is what they have to deploy. And it's worked out, and we'll see if it works out this October. Again, a year ago they had it. That wasn't the issue. That's the thing. And now I think they're better. I do think they're better. I think their ceiling is higher with this bullpen. There's more options. You just got to give them the ball at the lead, right? And the one thing they couldn't do those final 2 games is give their bullpen the ball with a lead. Hopefully the offense remains as consistent as it's been. Man, this offense has completely emerged, right? Second half of the year, this offense looks completely different than what we saw for like a 60, 70 game stretch.
Yeah, and they don't have to score 10 runs a game. I mean, scoring 10 runs is great. All they got to do is score 5 runs. You feel really good about their chances, but just 4 runs. Right now, 4 runs feels like easily game over. Doesn't it? Doesn't it 4 runs?
Yeah.
If they get a lead and they score 4 runs, they're up 4-1, 4-2. With this bullpen, it's like shut down, game over.
I think with the 2 games in the series, which they've won by scoring 4 more runs, they're 50-16 when scoring 4 more runs. 50-16. They're winning over 75% of the time when scoring 4 runs. So yeah, and I'm with you. We said this last night. Yeah, 4 sounds good, but truthfully, you're going to win games scoring 3 or fewer runs. I mean, they've proven that in the first half of the year. They won all these 1-0 games. You don't want to rely on that. But if you win a game 3-1, so be it. If you win a game 2-0, so be it. And that's probably going to happen as well at some point, as the Padres are looking to tack on here today in San Francisco. They now lead 11-0 over the Giants.
So guys, my tweet was fine. There's nothing wrong.
This game's not over.
I thought I was going to be sweating a little bit if it was 7-0. If the Giants maybe tacked on a run or 2, then it's like, oh no, dude, 11-0. This game is so over,
dude. It's funny because there was a brief moment. It was before our show.
Bases loaded.
7-0, and the Giants had loaded the bases for Dom Smith, who actually hit the ball pretty well into the left center field gap, but it was caught by Jackson Merrill, and the Padres have not looked back. I mean, at this point, you're wondering, like, what's their largest margin ever in San Francisco again? I mean, you don't win a lot of road games by, 12, 14, 15 runs or whatever they're trying to do here today, but 11-0 in the 7th inning. And we're going to react to all of this. We'll hear from Mike Schilt when the game goes final, which will be at some point in the next hour. Kevin will join us. Kevin Acey will join us at 5 p.m. We'll look ahead to the Dodgers series. Then I'm looking forward to connecting with Mark Loretta, who at one point was in the running to be Padres manager.
Or maybe even like their general manager. Potentially.
100%. I mean, a guy that had a standout baseball career, was an all-star in San Diego, has been, in this organization. He's going to join us coming up at 5:30. We talked to Phil Nevin yesterday. There's this all-star game, the perfect game all-star game this weekend at Petco. We talked to Trevor Hoffman. We'll have more guests on this week, but we're going to get our share of perspective on the Padres from some people that have played for the Padres here coming up.
Yeah, and people from inside the organization. Mark Loretta, Trevor Hoffman, both people that are very connected to this organization and the Padres, So yeah, getting their perspective on things. They're around this team a lot. It's going to be a fun conversation later today.
Should I sneak in this call here from Dave? We're still trying to connect with Jaden Denigal.
Let's do it.
So let's go to the phones. Dave has been very patient. Dave, I may have to cut you off if Jaden Denigal calls in, but Dave, we appreciate the patience. You're on with John and Jim. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, well, certainly I'll defer over to our San Diego State friends here if need be.
Appreciate it.
But anyway, I feel bad for Bob Melvin. I think that, God, this is the kind of game that gets managers fired. But having said that, going back, guys, about 8 months ago, 9 months ago, if you remember, we all thought, let's raise our hands and be honest about this. Remember, we thought it was baseball Armageddon happening with the Dodgers and their money. So once again, the baseball gods have come back down and reminded us, as they did in 2023 when everybody thought the Padres were going to go to the World Series, that the game is still be played between the two lines, and it's about a 162 game season, and how every team somehow manages through that. And so we're at a great point right now. I'm hoping that I want to get your thoughts on this. I want to see Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis both show up and post numbers together on the Dodgers consistently for 3 games. This is a statement series now because of the implications that come with tiebreakers and everything else. This is a big deal, and let's hope that we can finish the job here, and just never forget the baseball gods are in charge, not us.
We appreciate it, Dave. I mean, this specific weekend, I mean, I'm cool with however they win. I'm going to stick by that point. I mean, if it's Jake Cronenworth and Ramon Laureano leading the way, amazing. If it's Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr., and I would say this, it's a little under the radar. Tatis has played very well. It's continued here today. He's had multiple hits. I think he's now hitting 5 consecutive games, 4 of them maybe multi-hits. So, I mean, Machado's led the way all year. And Tatis has been up and down. We've talked about it. But if they win behind Jake Cronenworth, amazing. If they win behind Manny Machado, amazing. Same result.
Well, to Dave's point, who are the best teams in baseball right now?
The Brewers and the Padres and the Seattle Mariners.
And the Toronto Blue Jays.
And the Toronto Blue Jays, okay.
Did any of those teams in the offseason spend big-time money?
No. Those teams didn't.
Padres didn't. Blue Jays were trying for Ohtani. They didn't. Now they signed some of their guys,
right?
Like Vladdy. Brewers, they didn't re-sign Willie Adames. They also traded away Devin Williams. Oh, there he is, Brent. And so, yeah, the best teams in baseball weren't the teams that made all the splashes this offseason. And look what's happened.
All right, let's catch up with the Aztecs starting quarterback here in 2025. Jaden Denigal named San Diego State starter. Now you can see Jaden and this team tomorrow night at FanFest. FanFest tomorrow is a free event. Tickets are available. You'll need some tickets, but they're free. They're available at goaztecs.com. And Jaden Denigal, named starter earlier today by Sean Lewis, with us right now on John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, home of the Aztecs. Jaden, first of all, thank you for your time and congratulations. And who's the first person you get on the phone with once you get the news from Coach that you'll be starting week 1 against Stony Brook? Who do you connect with first?
Hello, and thank you for having me on. But my dad was definitely the first person I called when I got the news.
And obviously becoming the starting quarterback of this team, it's a big accomplishment. Sean Lewis, you know, the head coach here, his style of offense. When you decided to transfer here to San Diego State, what made Sean Lewis's offense so appealing to you?
Just the way the offense can be so explosive, and I like Coach Lou and his pass at his other stops. The way the offense can be ran through the quarterback and be the decision maker and have an explosive offense, not only run the ball and throw on the ball. So I thought it was a great opportunity to come back home and be able to put up some numbers back at home. So, and I love every part of my decision.
Back home in Southern California, Jaden Denigal, he will start for the Aztecs 2 weeks from tomorrow. How's your relationship with Bert Emanuel Jr.? I know you talked about this earlier today with the media, but you and Bert both come in. Football's such a small world, isn't it? You're at Michigan. He's at Central Michigan. And now you're reconnecting in Southern California at San Diego State. How did you push each other throughout this process? And what's your relationship like in the QB room with Bert?
It's good. We have a good relationship. Bert's an elite athlete, and I know I've learned so much from Bert. He's probably learned something from me. We have a good relationship. We're pushing each other each day, trying to get better and continue to make plays, both of us making plays through this offense and pushing this offense. So we've had a great relationship ever since we came in, just competing against each other. Yeah.
How'd your time in Michigan prepare you for this moment, becoming the starting quarterback with the Aztecs and starting quarterback in college football?
Just all those reps I got from the 3 years I was there, the national championship year, learning behind J.J. McCarthy and seeing how he prepared for every game and learning from other guys that were there at Michigan, just learning how to prepare and knowing what it's like on game day and what you're going to have to go through. And being ready for your moment when it's time.
Jaden Danigal with us right now, San Diego State starting quarterback here in 2025. Again, you can see him tomorrow night, Fan Fest at Snapdragon Stadium. Free tickets are available at goaztecs.com. How do you describe your leadership style? What does it take to be a good leader and quarterback?
Not only vocal, but I think the biggest trait is being a tone setter. Coming out there the first play and whatever first drive and making plays. I think that's the ultimate way to be a leader, just coming out and being a tone setter for the offense, and then starting fast is the biggest thing for me.
So far, I mean, how has camp gone for you personally? Obviously, you're starting quarterback now of this team, but taking first team reps, learning the offense. How has everything gone for you in training camp?
It's gone good. Just learning the offense, getting more comfortable every day with the RPO world has been very, very comfortable. But I think throughout this whole process, I've been getting so much better through this RPO world and learning the different type of offense. I think it's been super good through this camp.
You know, when you were at Michigan, I want to say you were taking reps against maybe the statistical best defense in the country with the Wolverines. Now you're with the defense that returns basically everyone from a year ago. And of course, San Diego State has been known for its defense for the last 2 decades. What's it been going up against? What's it been like for you going up against this 4-2-5?
Yeah, we got some dogs on our defense with stars all around and definitely all returning, so they all play together, communicate well, and they all know their roles and responsibilities. So it's been good competitive camp every day, whether we win the day, whether they win the day. But we definitely push each other. We get better every day. So.
Sean Lewis, a very high energy type of guy. You played under Jim Harbaugh, also high energy type of guy. Do you see any similarities there between the two as far as, maybe their coaching style and, of course, the energy that they bring every single day to practice?
Yeah, they both have an attitude to them of attacking the day and being the best person they can every day. That's definitely the biggest similarity I see, but definitely different people, different coaching styles, and both very good. So, yeah.
Jaden, we'll let you get to the meeting rooms because I know you have a meeting coming up in a couple of minutes, but final one for me would be, what is it like after you leave for Michigan, but you're from Southern California? What's it been like for you and your family to get back to California these last handful of months?
It's been amazing being able to be so close to home, see my younger brother and my mom and my father. So that's been good to be about 2 hours from home. So I've been excited to be back home in California in this great weather. So
the weather's been great. That's for sure. Jane, we're looking forward to it. It's always great, as you know. We're looking forward to seeing you and your teammates tomorrow night. Fan Fest, Snapdragon Stadium, free tickets at goaztecs.com. Appreciate the time. Congratulations again, and we'll see you tomorrow, all right?
Yep, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Great stuff from Jaden Danigal. All right. A lot to react to. Padres are on their way to a win against San Francisco, although they've allowed a run. What is wrong with this team? What is wrong with this bullpen?
Mike Schilt is going to have, he's going to explain some things post game here.
Some tables are getting flipped after this one. It's 11-1.
How could you not shut out the Giants? What's going on?
11-1 Padres in the 7th inning. We'll react to that. We're here until 6 p.m. Kevin Acee will join us at 5. We'll hear from Mike Schilt post game. Mark Loretta joins the show at 5:30. This is John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Padres all over the Giants today. They're up 11-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Once this game goes final, they will officially be in first place in the National League West by a half a game over the Dodgers. They will, at worst, go into the weekend series against LA in LA, tied atop the National League West. And we just talked to him. Jaden Denigal has been announced this morning by Coach Sean Lewis to be the starting quarterback for the Aztecs football team for this upcoming football season. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
We're celebrating the Padres past.
It's Padres Legends and Alumni Week on San Diego Sports 760. Listen as John and Jim speak with some of your favorite former Friars. Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760.
It's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim, and we've got a good couple of hours coming up. Kevin Acey will join us at 5. Mark Loretta will join us, the former Padre, at 5:30. He's a special assistant to the Padres. He'll join us coming up at 5:30. We'll hear from Mike Schill within the next hour because the Padres are just 2 innings away from a sweep in San Francisco. And to Jim's point, the way MLB standings work is everything concludes at the end of a day. So at the end of the day, if the Dodgers win, the 2 teams are tied. If the Dodgers lose, the Padres are a game up in the division heading into Dodger Stadium. I guess for a brief period of time after this game, they'll technically be 1/2 game up in the division. But of course, it's going to be contingent on what the Dodgers do tonight. So here we are heading for Dodger Stadium in the next couple of days, and everything going the way of the Padres right now, leading 11-1.
But the cool thing will be to see the standings after this game, and the Padres will be on top of the Dodgers.
Correct.
At this point in the season. Not like it's the first week or the first month when they did start out hot. Yeah, it's not 1-0 or even their 14-3 stretch, right? I mean, we're almost less than 40 games remaining in the regular season, and the Padres will be on top of the National League West after today's game.
Yeah.
In about maybe 30 minutes at the most.
It is. I mean, it's impressive considering where they were. We understand the hurdle that this division has represented. I mean, it's been dominated by the Dodgers. Make no mistake. It's been utterly dominated by one team. There was a year the Giants won it here recently when they won like 107 games, but it's been 2 decades since the Padres have won this division. And this is one of those mental bars you want to clear. You don't have to clear this bar to win a World Series. So let's be clear. But I feel like there's some type of mental advantage to saying, you know what? We did it over 162, and we can do it now in October as well. Again, is it the only reason why you win or don't win a World Series? Of course not. It's not like you're guaranteed to win a World Series by winning the division. It's not like you're guaranteed not to win a World Series by not winning the division. But I do think it's a mental hurdle that most of the people in that clubhouse want to clear, would be my guess.
And they know, like, what's in front of them. I know the cliche of we're just taking it one game at a time, and we're just putting one foot in front of the other, and we're just playing who's in front of us. Like, if you read AC's article last night, the team was watching the Dodgers-Angels game in the clubhouse.
Yep.
Like, they are definitely aware of where they are in the standings. They are aware what the Dodgers are doing because we're in scoreboard watch season. I mean, we are firmly in scoreboard watch season, and we're not just watching one team anymore. We're watching multiple teams like the Phillies and the Cubs and the Brewers and obviously the Dodgers. Like, all those teams right now, Padres fans, you have the right, and you should watch all those teams' scores and see where they're at, because it will now affect the Padres in a huge way.
Yeah, it's not only about beating the Dodgers. It's such a good point. Like, sometimes we kind of confuse that point. Like, I even go back to 2022. Padres beating the Dodgers in the postseason, but didn't reach their ultimate goal. Like, this to me is about more than the Dodgers right now. There was a period in time where it was about solely the Dodgers. Like, that was the full measuring stick. Now, to me, the measuring stick is like the best in baseball. And the Dodgers are among the teams that might be considered the best in baseball when healthy. but they're not the only team. And the Padres aren't just trying to beat the Dodgers in the division or just trying to beat the Dodgers in the postseason. They're trying to win in the postseason and win a World Series for the first time in franchise history. And shoot, Jim, we don't even know if they go through the Dodgers. They've done it through the last 5 years, but there's no assurance that the Padres and the Dodgers meet in the postseason. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. We'll know in a couple of months.
Because if they win the division and if they get the 2 seed, I mean, those are all things that are definitely in play right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers would have to face, who knows in the wild card round. And what if they don't make it past the wild card round?
But even if they did, to your point, if they're in a 4-5, which is more likely, the winner of the division, let's say, is a 2. Let's just go down a path. Winner, 2. Loser, 4-5. The 2 can't meet the 4-5 until the NLCS.
Correct.
So you need a lot of things to happen for that to happen, like the Padres winning a round or the Dodgers winning a round or 2. But if one team gets knocked out beforehand, they're not going to square off. I mean, they've already met 3 of the last 5 years. It's not like they're going to meet every single year in the postseason. So maybe it's inevitable. Maybe the stars are aligned, or maybe it's not.
I can't even
imagine another playoff series.
Well, another playoff series I can imagine, but an NLCS for a chance to go to the World Series against the Dodgers?
Because that game has not been played.
No, it has not.
Everything else.
It's like, if they get past the Dodgers, then they got to get past the Mets, and then they got to get past the Yankees.
Yeah, we have it. It's a good point. Like the stakes get raised if they meet in October and it's the National League Championship Series. I mean, we haven't necessarily talked about that. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. But for the time being, the reason I'm so much more confident is it has nothing to honestly do with the Dodgers not playing well. My confidence has everything to do with the Padres playing well. It does. My confidence in the Padres isn't dependent on the Dodgers losing to the Angels. I mean, that's helpful in the equation, but my confidence is more reliant on watch the team, watch the Padres. All they do is win. That's why I'm confident in the Padres, not because of what's happening around them, truthfully.
And even though the Dodgers have played really mid baseball the last, month here?
Yep.
You still have to be scared of them. You still have to give that respect to the Dodgers.
Sure.
Even though everybody in this town, including myself, hates their guts, you have to respect that the Dodgers have played, 1, really good against you. 2, they could flip that switch too very easily. And 3, they're still a really good team.
Completely agree.
So just because the Dodgers are playing really bad baseball right now and, the Padres are playing out of their minds doesn't mean that this series, this upcoming weekend, is just automatically going to mean the Padres are going to take 2 or 3.
Well, I think we made this point last night. I mean, you have to be fearful that at some point the Dodgers wake up. I would not expect them for 40 games to play like they've played their last 40 games. And does it take, here's my fear, if there's a fear in the equation, is does it take a series against a team like the Padres to wake them up? And we don't know. I mean, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I would say on the opposite side there is I would want to play LA right now twofold because the Padres are playing really well and because the Dodgers look susceptible. They've been dealing with injury and they haven't played well. So I feel like it's a good time for the Padres to be playing the Dodgers. But on the other side of that equation is, do the Dodgers need to be woken up by a rival like San Diego in their home ballpark?
It's kind of like how the Padres for the last, 2 months before this stretch that they're on were playing similarly to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
They were not scoring enough runs. They were up and down. They were basically a 500 team.
Right.
And then the switch flipped. And it's been 2.5 weeks. It's not like it's been 2 months. It's been 2.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
To the Dodgers side of things, they've been playing average baseball, kind of sub-average baseball, and they could flip a switch too. And in a 2-week span, they could go on a 13-3 stretch as well.
We've reached the point in the Padres-Giants game where some random position player is throwing like 30 miles per hour with like an ephus pitch, one of those like high arcing pitches.
Yeah.
That is then just, it's almost like church league softball, right?
I'm surprised there's actually that many people still at this baseball game.
What is going on? Are they forced to stay? Are they locking the gates? There's a ton of people there. I completely look at this. What is happening? It's 11-1.
If you were a batter in this situation,
when you're
are you looking to tee off? to pad your stats?
They all are, yes. They all are. I think they like the opportunity because they never see it. So with the monotony of playing every single day for 162, you never see a guy throw 49. They just clock the pitch at 49 miles per hour. I don't know the last time I've seen a pitch come in at 49. The guy's he's thrown back-to-back pitches at 49. So I think when you face a guy that throws 49, you're like, you kind of have fun with it.
Yeah, I would go off. I would try to tee off because I don't want this guy to get me out. I don't want. It's like it's almost like in the NBA, guys don't take half court shots because they don't want their 3-point percentage to go down.
Right.
Unless you're Steph Curry, he doesn't care.
Right.
In baseball, like I'd want to get a hit off this guy. I don't want my numbers to go down because
100%.
I got out of who is this guy pitching?
Christopher Koss, maybe.
Christopher Koss?
No, but that's what.
No idea who he is.
That's the point in the series where we are.
There we go. There we go.
It's 11-1 Padres here in the ninth inning. And then again, all eyes on Anaheim, I guess, tonight. I mean, I saw it last night. Hey, tied atop the division. And we'll see it now. Half game up in the division, right? Maybe even a game up, depending on tonight's results. I'm still very level-headed with it. Like nothing has been determined August 13th. It is a nice accomplishment to be where they are in the standings and playing like this, but nothing's been determined on August 13th. So I'd love to see them a game up. I'd love to see them a half game up. But ultimately, are we going to be talking about where they sat on August 13th or September 28th? I think that's the final day of the regular season. So, it's good to be in this spot, but job's not finished. The goal was never to be in first place on August 13th.
Nope.
The goal is going to be to win this division. It's as simple as that. The goal in front of them right now is to win the division, and it is right in front of them. It's staring everyone in the face.
But the exciting part, and you're 100% right, the exciting part is I don't think many people thought that this would be possible with how the Padres were playing and how far away they were from the Dodgers in the standings. Mm-hmm. 9 games that the Padres have made up since June 3rd. That is crazy.
That's absurd.
9 games in a little over a month.
Yeah, and it's not like they made it up against some random team.
It's the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have they're on the verge tonight potentially of getting swept by the Angels. Like what?
Right, exactly.
So it takes kind of both things to happen for this type of thing to take place, where you have to play really good baseball, and the team that you're chasing has to play really bad baseball. And so that's the exciting part, is now you can see straight up. All right, here we go. There's no more like, oh, we need the Dodgers to lose these 3 games. No, you guys are basically tied here going into this weekend at Dodger Stadium with 40 games
after
remaining?
Today, 41, and they have identical remaining schedules, near identical. Both teams have soft schedules other than playing each other by and large.
Yeah, so it feels right now like a coin flip who's going to win the National League West.
It really does.
Which we could not have said just 3 weeks ago.
11-1 Padres, the bottom of the ninth inning. We'll hear from Mike Schill coming up in about 15 or so minutes. Do not go anywhere. Full reaction once this game goes final as we get you ready for this weekend in Los Angeles against the Dodgers on John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right. By the way, STFC Midweek Live is tonight at 6 right here on San Diego Sports 760. We'll hear from the head coach, Mikey Varis. Find out the latest on the club. STFC Midweek Live tonight at 6 and your home for STFC. San Diego Sports 760. Padres are just 2 outs away from a win in San Francisco. That'll complete a sweep, and then we'll spend the next 48 hours getting you ready for the Padres-Dodgers weekend series. It's 11-1 San Diego now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Do you think that I'm safe with my tweet?
I mean, you basically guaranteed a win. And the thing with baseball is there's no clock. So theoretically, the Giants could walk off here. Now, is it unlikely? Yes. It's 11-1 with the bases empty and 2 outs. So they need the next 10 to reach and then the 11th to score as well.
I tweeted this at 1:30 that the game was over.
Yeah, it was 7-0. I felt confident at that time as well.
And
the
it's
ball game
over.
is over. And the Padres, for the first time this year, have a lead. I think that's correct. First time in a while, they lead in the NOS by a half game. It's 69-52 as the Dodgers lurk on Friday night at Dodger Stadium. So the Padres are in first place in the NL West. Isn't that something? Sweeping through the Giants, 14-3 in their last 17 games, overtaking a 9-game deficit in the division to take a half-game lead. And now can they close it out in the final quarter of the season? 41 games to play, 6 of them over the next 10 games, Jim, against the LA Dodgers. What a time to be a Padre fan.
Yeah, this is great, man. I mean, if you're a Padres fan, you're on top of the world right now. It's crazy to think, and I just continue to think about it. How last year's run, the second half, we all said like this is lightning in a bottle stuff. Like you gotta take advantage of this.
I'm like, this ain't happening anytime soon.
Yeah, no, like, hey, 43-19 in the second half to get to 93 wins.
That
Like,
doesn't happen.
that's kind of crazy. This is like the best stretch of Padres baseball in the franchise's history last year.
700 baseball.
Like, it was incredible what they were doing in the second half. They're equaling that the following year.
Ow.
Huh? What? And oh, by the way, they have a better chance this year to win a division than they did last year to win a division.
No question about it. And you could also argue that, and again, we don't know this yet because the year isn't over, but wouldn't you say this team is as complete, if not more complete than last year's version? Is that recency bias or is it true? I think it's true. I think they have a better bullpen. I think their offense is emerging. I think the rotation, when healthy, is fully capable. And I think their bench has been upgraded. I mean, this is one of the better versions you've ever seen of a Padres team on the 13th of August. Doesn't mean that's the case on the 1st of October, but the manner in which they win. I mean, they're basically, here's the thing, we're losing sight of how they're winning. Look at this series. 1 run allowed, 1 run allowed, 1 run allowed.
Pitching.
And the offense is all luxury. I mean, 4, 5, 11 today. They don't even need it. Now, you will against better opponents. You're not going to beat the Dodgers every day 2-0. Their offense is legitimate.
Yep.
It's their pitching that has let them down. So I'm not expecting the Padres go to Dodger Stadium and win 3 games 2-0 or 2-1. But they can beat you multiple ways. I think they can beat you 2-0. I'm talking about the Padres. I think they can now beat you 6-5 with their offense. So I think they have multiple ways to win, and it's now playing out.
I mean, just looking at this box score today.
Look at it. How many hits they have? 14, 15 hits?
14 hits. This is what the bottom of their lineup did today, John. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Ryan O'Hearn, not Brian, but Ryan O'Hearn.
What did Brian do?
Brian went over, but his brother Ryan did really well. 2 for 5, RBI, 2 runs scored. Ramon Liriano, he had a home run, 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Jake Cronenworth, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run scored. Elias Diaz, 1 for 4 with a run scored. What?
It was a month ago. He said black hole, anvil, bottom 5. 2 months ago, from Bogarts on, you said they can't hit. Right when they were in Dodger Stadium in June, we said they cannot hit. They have to get production out of their top 4. Now they're getting the production basically everywhere. Look at Fernando Tatis Jr.
3 RBIs today for
he's
Tati.
come to life. Manny's done it all year. Jackson Merrill in this series, 3 hits in the opener, 2 hits yesterday.
They got Jake Cronenworth on television right now.
Batting 8th.
Did you guys realize he has an 18-game on-base streak?
That's right.
He's raised his OPS to 755 on the year. He's almost hitting 250 on this season, hitting 8th for this team. His OPS the last 18 games is over like 460, I think it is. I saw on the screen.
Yeah, it's just at 446.
It is 446, yeah.
Yep.
The bottom of the lineup, man. It's not the reason why they're winning, but it just makes this team so much more complete. And like you said, I thought last year's team, their roster was the best roster since 98. And I could make an argument that it might have been the best roster in franchise history. 2025 says, hold my beer, because this roster right now on paper and the way they're playing, and we'll see how this thing goes, right? I mean, you got to put this roster in contention for one of the best rosters they've ever had.
Certainly, we did that a year ago. I remember. I think it's fair to say, like, since 98, you start looking at 98. And again, the Padres' statistical numbers offensively are not going to wow you, right? There's no one that's going to hit 35 home runs. There's no one that's going to drive in 110. But the well-roundedness of the roster is right there, like in the history of this franchise. It's got to be right there. So
they're 14-3. 14-3 since July 25th. Matching their start of the season. So in a 34 game span this year, so 34 games in this season so far, they've gone 28-6.
Yeah, the 14-3 start and now 14-3 right now. And it's, I mean, buckle up. What a ride that the Padres are on right now. And it's only going to get more exciting. It's only getting more exciting from here. That's not just because you're playing the Dodgers this week, and it's because of the position that the Padres are in. And again, I stick by what we said even earlier in the show. I think it's the right time to play LA. And it's not solely because they haven't played well. It's because of everything we're saying about the Padres. I'm trusting the Padres right now against all opponents. And there's other good teams out there. Seattle right now, we'll see them coming up. They've been terrific. You mentioned Toronto right now. Milwaukee is actually hotter.
It makes that Vetter Cup even more exciting.
There's going to be a lot on the line in Seattle, but it's like, I'm just trusting the Padres. It's not that I'm discrediting their opponents. I'm just saying, I would match the Padres up with basically anyone right now in baseball and feel good about their chances of winning that series. That's what it feels like right now to be a fan of the San Diego Padres. You just hope that continues moving forward. It's hard to predict if it's going to continue, but right now it feels like it can.
And you've put the Giants out of their misery.
Giants are done.
You've ended the Giants season officially. And now it's between you and the Dodgers in the National League West. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 seed is squarely in your sights.
Oh, for sure.
Right now, because again, the winner of this division has a good shot, not guaranteed, but has a good shot of being the 2 seed. We'll hear from Mike Schilt coming up on the other side. Padres sweep the Giants convincingly, a dominant 11-1 win today in the Bay. Dodgers await. Kevin Acee joins us at 5. Mark Loretta, the ex-Padre, who was an all-star here, he will join us coming up at 5:30. Full post-game reaction. Do not go anywhere. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Staples Stores. Padres all over the Giants today, 11-1. They are now in sole possession of first place in the National League West, leading the Dodgers by a half a game. Of course, Padres and Dodgers get underway for a 3-game series starting on Friday night in LA. We had him on earlier in the program. Jaden Denigal has been named the starting quarterback for the Aztecs for the upcoming season. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
All right, we're going to hear from Mike Schilt coming up, and then Kevin Acee from San Francisco joins us at 5 p.m. All Padres this week in San Francisco. 11-1 today, and the Padres, as Jim just told you, will be at Dodger Stadium on Friday night, opening a 3-game series. At worst, they'll be tied atop the NL West. At best, they'll be a game up should the Dodgers lose tonight in Anaheim against the Angels. So we'll hear from Schulte, we'll hear from Acee. Mark Loretta is going to join us coming up at 5:30 as well. And it's such an exciting time. It really is to be a Padres fan. It's like we're going through something all over again. It was so hard to be able to say that when last year ended. Just the idea of it. Here we go again. Can they really put themselves in this position or better a year from now with the headwinds, man? Jerks and Profar out the door. Concerns about payroll, ownership changing, the offseason. You lose out on Roki Sasaki. The first sizable move comes when pitchers and catchers report in the addition of Nick Pivetta. And from last offseason and the bottom of the barrel feeling with the way last year ended to get back here, I think speaks to the highs and lows of any, season or being a sports fan. And here's the thing, we don't know what's going to happen from here on out, but you almost feel, if you don't feel the same amount of confidence as last year, that would surprise me. And I think a lot of people are probably more confident than they were a year ago in the Padres right now. And that's really incredible to say.
You can't say in sports very often, oh, we'll just get him next year.
Right.
Exactly. That's the thing is like so many things change next year. That's why you have to try to take care and take advantage of the moment in front of you. Not many teams can be like, we'll get him next year. I mean, there's a couple in the history of sports like, they'll get him next year.
Of course.
Right. Because they're just that good. And, like the Chiefs. But hey, even with the Chiefs in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes could go down with a season-ending injury in week 2. Then there goes we'll get him next year.
Yep.
And there goes the season. Yeah. So the term of we'll get him next year, I never like saying that because so many things can happen in the following season.
Right.
And that's why, after last year's disappointing end to the season and going 24 scoreless, if anybody was saying it's fine, we'll get him next year, I was kind of pushing back like, I don't know, guys. Like, it's going to be tough to get back to this spot, and there's still a long ways to go.
Yeah.
But to get back to a point where you're playing as well as last year's team did in the most important parts of your season, it's going to be tough to replicate.
And I thought, if anything, it would be the separation of the offseason could widen between the Dodgers and the Padres. Because, again, that's when the resources become a part of the story. Like, the Padres couldn't retain their entire team from a year ago. Manny Machado was quoted this offseason, I think at FanFest at Petco. He was disappointed that the Padres couldn't re-sign Jerks and Profar. So like the Dodgers had the unlimited resources in the offseason. They were coming off a World Series, yet you got to do it on field. And for whatever reason, however this has presented itself, it just has. Like, we don't have to rehash, well, the Dodgers have dealt with this injury and they haven't played as well recently. Who cares? Here we are in the middle of August.
No excuses.
And the Padres are a half game better than the Dodgers. So, and to that point, there's no excuses moving forward. I mean, if the Dodgers outplay the Padres, they're going to win the division and vice versa. But to get to this point and have these opportunities in front of you where 6 of the next 10 games are against the Dodgers, 6 of the next 10 games are against the Dodgers, that'll be it for the regular season between the two. They could meet again in the postseason. I made the point 15 minutes ago. I think for me now, it's become a lot more than just about the Dodgers. This is about the Padres' aspirations and goals. This is about getting somewhere you haven't gotten since 1998 or maybe ever in the history of the franchise. This isn't about, hey, we were better than the Dodgers in the NL West. That's nice. But to me, it's about being World Series caliber, truly World Series caliber in 2025. Because to your point on there's always next year. I mean, is there a better chance next year? No, there's no better chance than right now based on how they're playing.
That's how AJ operates. He doesn't operate in the, we'll get him next year. He's operating in the, I want to go for it now.
Yep.
Went for it now last year, went for it now this year, and it's paying off so far. Hopefully they get the job done, but I can already see it right now, John. I can already see it right now. The excuse making from Dodgers fans. Oh, the injuries. Oh, at least now we're underdogs.
Are you saying this weekend or this year?
This rest of the season.
The moving of the goalposts?
Oh, the goalposts will be moving.
They can move them to Fresno for all I care.
Right.
If the Padres go through the Dodgers or don't and get to a World Series or win one, I don't care. Well, we have multiple. Nobody cares. Okay. If like that's irrelevant to me. That you're right. Goalposts are getting moved every single day right now by fans of other teams. But that to me is irrelevant. What we're all on board for is watching the Padres do something they've never done before. We don't know if that's going to happen, but that's the beauty of fandom. And we're along for the ride. And it's going to be a ride, right? I mean, we've reached the point. You made the point last night. I completely agree. This is no longer about the playoffs. This is like, man, if the Padres don't make the playoffs, you're looking at an epic all-time baseball disaster.
Yes.
Okay.
Like what the Giants are doing right now.
You're looking at a disaster.
Yes.
So assuming they make the postseason, this is no longer about the 6th seed, which we talked about for weeks on end. It's not about the 5 seed. It's not about the 4 seed. I think realistically today it's about the 2 seed. You might say, John, what about the 1 seed? I'll give it a little time. All right. You're 8 games back in the loss column there. I'm not willing to write it off, but I don't want to talk 1 seed right now. I do want to talk division and 2 seed because I think it's attainable as we sit here today.
So I'm looking at Fangraphs. All right.
Yeah.
That's
they're still an underdog in the division, even though they lead the division, right?
Let me just can you look this up?
Yeah.
My computer's
not
appreciating me opening 75 tabs on my computer here.
They're definitely not favored to win the division, even though they lead the division.
And I don't think it factors in today as well, right?
It does. Every time a game ends.
Every time a game ends?
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now the Padres are a half game better than the Dodgers. And according to Fangraphs, they have a 32.7% chance of winning the division. That is less than a 1-3 shot. The Dodgers have a 67.3% chance of winning the division. But each and every day, the Padres' chances of winning a World Series goes up, and the Dodgers' chance of winning a World Series goes down for whatever it's worth. This is at Fangraphs for whatever it's worth. But still, the Padres who are in first for a moment have a 1-3 shot of winning the division, and the Dodgers who have struggled here have a 2-3 shot of winning the division.
I wasn't looking at the division odds. I was looking at the playoff odds.
Gotcha.
Because to your point and what we were talking about last night, and to go off of here, the conversation of can this team make the playoffs, that is done.
That's got to be done.
That is over. They are going to make the postseason. Okay. I know that Padres fans don't jinx it. They're right now sit at a 98.4% chance to make the postseason. With the way this team's playing right now, with the roster that AJ's assembled, you think this team's going to not make the postseason?
Right.
That's not the conversation anymore. To your point, the conversation now shifts to, can they win the division? Because it feels like a toss-up. And can you get the highest seed you possibly can in the National League, potentially get in the first round bye? Like, those are the conversations now that we'll be having for the rest of the season. I'm done having the conversation of, well, if they make the postseason,
I'm done with that.
They're going to make the postseason. They will make the postseason. The only question is, will they make it as a wild card, a division champion? And if they make it as division champion, can they get that 2 seed to get a first round bye?
And I'm not going to change my tune on that, by the way, if they lose a game Friday night. Oh, the playoffs are in jeopardy. Or if they lose 2 out of 3 in some series from here through the remainder of the year. They've positioned themselves beautifully based on their play. They're 14-3 in their last 17 games. We're down to the final quarter of the year, and the Padres are threatening in the NL West here in 2025. So we'll hear from Mike Schilt. On the other side. Kevin Acee will join us from San Francisco coming up at 5 p.m. We'll talk to the ex-Padre, Mark Lorena, who's a special assistant in the Padres organization. He's going to join us coming up at 5:30. So a ton to react to. We're here until 6. Don't go anywhere. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Kevin Acey's going to join us coming up at 5 p.m. Mark Loretta, Padres special assistant at 5:30, the ex-Padre, will join us coming up as well. Let's hear from Mike Schild. All Padres today. They've got a half-game lead in the NL West. Dodgers will play later tonight. Padres will be in L.A. Friday night to begin a 3-game weekend series. Here was Mike Schild post-game reacting to how the Padres are playing right now.
You know, we played a lot of really good baseball. Pitching's been good, defense, base running. I've been really pleased the last, week or so about the offense dictating the game. The last 5 games, I feel like we've continued to pitch well, continue to play defense, continue to do all the little things that are required to help you win a ball game. But the offense is really dictating and setting the tone and really taking over the game. So on display again, a bats 1 through 9, outstanding. Toddy at the top doing his thing. What a play, by the way. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was about as good as you're going to see in the 5th. But all the way through, tough at bats. Laureano, man, can't say enough about his at bats. O'Hearn, big at bats today. And then Crony. So production at the bottom of the lineup. O'Hearn, and then like we said, Laureano and Crony have been fantastic. Diaz took some good at bats as well.
You talk a lot about it's played out that those little things will win you a lot of games.
That's right.
But then when you add this on there, what can that do for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You do the little things to give yourself every opportunity to stay competitive and stay in every ball game and win on the margins. And but also when you have crooked numbers offensively, it creates more of a breathing room. And so it's just really the best version of it.
You'll be in first place either way going into Friday, Dodger Stadium. How do you feel you guys match up this time especially after the deadline?
We feel good. We always feel good regardless of who we play. So we're excited to go compete. And, clearly it's a series people are going to be paying attention to. And we're just going to go play good, clean, fundamental Padre baseball. Pavetta was good today, too. We didn't want to leave Nicky out. He was really good. That was good. And Yuki, man, it was a nice job for his clean, quick, too. So
what does the 10 run, like you're up by 10 runs in the 5th inning, you have an off day tomorrow, you can kind of reset going into that series. What does that do for you?
It's important. We got the off day, which we knew we were going to get a reset anyway. But we had some guys down last night that now are getting 3 days. Guys that carried the mail last night, that, bringing home Morion, Adam, and Suarez. Also, them be able to get their full 2 and everybody rested and, full bore.
What distinguished Pavetta today?
He really, he did a lot of deeper counts, but he made pitches when he had to. And he got better as he went, which is a great trait. I thought he kind of kicked into gear about the 5th inning and started really getting counts, balls going where he wanted to. The breaking ball was more quality strike. But he competed well and just, did his part to keep it right there.
Guys who give you good at bats, but what sets Laureano apart? He's kind of relentless.
He is. Relentless is a great word. He's tough-minded guy. He's got nice, quick strokes. Sees the ball good. He's very he's a hard-nosed guy. Takes just really tough at bats. He's got a nice short swing, as I mentioned, and knows what he's going to see, and he's not trying to do too much. He's the whole field.
Two second innings in a row. He's had a big long at bat.
Yes.
Did you find both of those to be significant in terms of setting up?
No question, absolutely. I mean, listen, that's a drain. On the other pitcher. We celebrated earlier today. He had a really nice long at bat before Iglesias' homer yesterday. Today, long at bats, and was able to capitalize on it. So yeah, those long at bats are draining. And Crony takes a lot of good long at bats at bottom of the order when they're doing what they're doing and just sets everything up for the whole 9.
All right, Mike Schild.
Don't forget about Nicky. Never forget about Nicky, John.
Padres probables for this weekend at Dodger Stadium. Michael King, Friday night, again, returning here from the IL. He missed 3 months, went just 2 innings in his return. But Michael King has got a 2.81 on the year, followed by Dylan Cease, emerging, right? Post-trade deadline, 11 innings, just 2 runs allowed. And then Yu Darvish, who 2 of his last 3, we went through this yesterday, have been very quality starts. So King, Cease, Darvish, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Remember, the Padres do miss Shohei Ohtani, who will start tonight for the Dodgers in Anaheim.
So he's ducking the Padres.
Basically. And again, now the Dodgers might lose this game, but they win the game because Ohtani's on the mound.
That's what I've
you
heard. You
have to remember that.
Yeah, whenever Ohtani's pitching, they always win.
Yeah, they lost that random home game to St. Louis on a Wednesday when he went 4 innings, but they won
They did win that game.
And that's why they're still
they got
so
outscored.
close to the Padres in the standings.
Right. They got outscored
in the game.
They
didn't score as many runs.
Someone tweeted out last night that Shohei Ohtani is back in his Angels era because like he's doing amazing things and they're losing.
Right. Shohei Ohtani is the first player to ever homer in the ninth to give his team a lead in a game where he also hit into a triple play.
Right.
I guarantee that's the first player in the history of the sport to do that.
And then the game that we're referring to is the game that they won, even though they lost because MLB Network decided that they actually won that game. He struck out 8 guys in that game, no walks, 4 innings pitched, and he also hit a home run. And that's why everybody's saying, oh, they actually won that game. And it reminded me a lot of his time with the Angels, where he would go out there and strike out like 9 guys, give up 2 runs, hit a 500-foot home run, and the Angels would lose.
Best memes ever are like Ohtani and Trout are the first teammates ever with 4 home runs and 9 combined RBIs as the Angels lose 11-9. Like, I mean, there's so many examples of that. I don't know what to make of where we are now compared to where we were 2 months ago when these teams met. Like, is it at all relevant that when we saw this series play out in June, the Padres did not play well? I mean, they were 2-5 against the Dodgers in those 7 games. To me, though, it doesn't really seem like it matters. I mean, sometimes matchups matter. You say, hey, we play well against this team because of whatever reason. But it feels like the teams have completely changed. I mean, look at the Padres since June. Their roster has turned over. Look at what they've done since the trade deadline and look at the way they're playing right now. So I'm not really worried about the fact that the Padres are 2-5 against the Dodgers this year. Do you think that's a factor at all, that the Dodgers match up well against the Padres based on what happened in June or even last year in October?
No, because these are completely different teams than when they matched up last October and then when they matched up in June.
Yep.
Especially the Padres.
Yep.
You know, the Dodgers have made some changes as well, and they've gotten some players back like Blake Snell and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the Padres made a pretty significant overhaul to their roster in key, spots that they needed to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
All of their weak links that played in the Dodgers series back in June, those are all gone. They've all been upgraded from a Padres perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they went 2-5 against the Dodgers in June, but they're a different team now. So it's really hard to say, oh, the Dodgers have owned the Padres this year. Yeah, in the 2 meetings that they've faced each other, the Dodgers have.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dodgers owned a different version of the Padres than what they're seeing this weekend at Dodger Stadium. So that's what makes me excited to watch this series, along with a million other things. But just knowing that the Dodgers will be taking on a Padres team that they have not seen yet.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Again, I love the Padres' chances this weekend. Not that this weekend's the end all be all. You know, it's really not. But I do think you'd like to play well against them to prove that you can do it right now, right? Because I'll give you a hypothetical, Jim. You take a 1-game lead in the division tonight, right? Angels win, whatever. It's happened the last 2 days. Let's say you take a 1-game lead in the division, and then let's say this weekend at Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers are something like 15 games over 500. Let's say the Dodgers win 2 of 3, right? Possible, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're even in the standings, but you're 3-7 against LA. So you're even in the standings, but you're 3-7 on the season against LA. How would you feel coming out of that series?
I mean, I wouldn't like it, but the good thing is you're not facing the Dodgers like 10 more times. You're facing them.
Well, after that, just 3.
You're facing them 6 more times. So that means you got, 35 games remaining against other teams in baseball? And a lot of those games are against bad teams.
Yep, Rockies.
As long as you don't fall on your face against the Dodgers here and you don't lose 6 in a row against them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, like you're going to have to, I feel like taking at least one of these 2 series against the Dodgers, like you kind of have to do. And they're not going to say it publicly, but in that clubhouse, they want to send a message.
They've circled this thing.
They know that this is an important series coming up this weekend and next weekend against the Dodgers. They want to go out there and they want to make a statement and they want to send a message. So I don't think they would be satisfied with losing these two series are even worse. You know, like not only losing the series, but getting swept in one of the series. And then everything's gonna be like, oh, you know, it's fine. Who cares? Like, no, it matters. And they want to go out there and send a message because they potentially could see them again in the postseason.
Which would be for a fourth time this decade. All right, we continue to react. Padres getting ready for the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium after sweeping the Giants. Kevin Acee joins us in 1 hour at 5 p.m. Mark Loretta joins us in 90 minutes at 5:30. The ex-Padre. We're going to react all afternoon. We'd love to hear from you. Our phone lines are open, 877-767-4760. Again, 877-767-4760, or text us, 70470. Start it with the word team, or tag us on X at John and Jim, JONandJIM. Hour 3, John and Jim comes your way next on San Diego Sports 760.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores. Padres finish off the sweep of the Giants. They win today 11-1. They are now a half game ahead of the Dodgers in the NL West right now. Dodgers play the Angels later tonight. So at worst, the Padres will be tied with the Dodgers heading in to the weekend series up in LA. Best case scenario, Dodgers lose tonight. Padres will have a 1-game lead in the National League West. We talked to him earlier today, Jaden Denigal. He has been named the starting quarterback for the Aztecs team for the upcoming football season. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of U.S. staples. That was easy.
We're celebrating the Padres past.
It's Padres Legends and Alumni Week on San Diego Sports 760. Listen as John and Jim speak with some of your favorite former Friars. Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760.
It's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 3, John and Jim. Kevin Acey will join us coming up in 1 hour. Mark Loretta, former Padre, now in that front office, special assistant. He'll join us coming up at 5:30. We're reacting to a Padres win in San Francisco. We're getting you ready for the Dodgers. There's a lot of interest, but not as much interest as the podcast with Taylor Swift this afternoon. The Kelseys with Taylor Swift, the New Heights podcast. Isn't that what it's called? In the Heights? Or is it New Heights?
It's New Heights. It's the high school that they went to.
New Heights
in
podcast.
Ohio.
So they're debuting an episode this afternoon. How many people are watching?
So it's a premiere episode. If you're not familiar with that, it's like basically the episode was recorded.
Mm-hmm. And then they put it on.
It's like a live episode.
Yeah.
So look, for us right now in our YouTube, we have a very good amount of people watching us because, of course, Padres, Dodgers this weekend. Padres now are in first place in the National League West. Padres fans are super excited, as you should be. Right now, the New Heights podcast has 775,000 people watching. That's going to hit 1 million, and it started 3 minutes ago.
So I'm challenging you, Padres fans,
right?
To
we
go
need
to our
your
John
help.
and Jim channel. In order for us to compete with the New Heights podcast this afternoon with Taylor Swift, we're going to need you to join us over on YouTube.
It just hit 900,000.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be the most watched podcast episode in the history of YouTube, which is absolutely saying something. I'll tell you what, this weekend between Padres and Dodgers, a lot of baseball eyes will be on this series that gets underway on Friday night. Again, the Dodgers still have a game to play. The two teams rest up on Thursday, and then the Padres Friday. The thing with having the off day and with having this bullpen is you have everything available to you. This is what we talked about yesterday with the Padres once they get to the postseason. When you get into a postseason series, you're willing to do things with your bullpen that you're normally not willing to do in a regular season. I go into this Dodgers series thinking, well, they just cleaned up against San Francisco. Mm-hmm. They're off on Thursday. Their pitching, rotation hopefully will be more than effective, although we don't know about Michael King. We don't know if he can go, 5+ innings. But you got your whole bullpen. You can just deploy how you want to, whether it's this weekend at Dodger Stadium. It's certainly in October when it just lines up better and you're not playing every day. You might in a wild card series. You might play 3 consecutive days. But by and large, you get into the postseason, the bullpen becomes more of a weapon. I don't think we'll see the true weaponry that's possible out of the Padres bullpen until maybe October.
I've said this multiple times. Having a dominant bullpen, it's been proven, can win you World Series.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a dominant bullpen, you're banking on a lot of other things to go right for you. Because, having a great starting rotation, yeah, you obviously need starting pitching. Duh. We've seen what happens with the Padres. Don't have starting pitching compared to other teams that have starting pitching, and it goes sideways. And yes, you need to score runs. Duh. We look what happened last year. They didn't score in 24 straight innings. They had a 2-1 series lead in the division round, and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you right now, this bullpen, of anything, starting pitching, offense, the bullpen scares the hell out of opposing teams more than anything. Because late game situations, the pressure in a postseason game, oh my gosh. If you don't have a good bullpen, good luck.
What would you prefer if you could have any of the three? Dominant rotation, dominant lineup, dominant bullpen.
What are my other two areas? Like, how are those two other areas? If I'd pick one, say,
I
pick,
got you.
say I pick
I got
offense.
you. Like, is one bad? You're saying because the
like,
other's good,
right?
See, the reason I bring it up, it's a great point. It's hypothetical. The reason I bring it up is, wouldn't you argue that the Dodgers lineup is obviously better than the Padres lineup, even the way the Padres have played? Like, wouldn't you say the Dodgers lineup is more capable than the Padres? They can run into a 3-run home run more often than the Padres. But the issue that the Dodgers have experienced is pitching injuries. And like, do you typically outscore people in postseasons? Now, again, a year ago, they only had a couple of starters, but their bullpen was really good. I'm talking about the Dodgers. So like, that's the question. I guess you never really know. Like, the Padres had the dominant bullpen last year. It didn't fully pay off. But I'm buying what you're selling. I think I'd rather have the dominant pitching over the dominant hitting, because I feel like elite hitting can be quelled in a postseason by pitching.
Historically, teams with the offense not the offense, but the pitching that we see from the Padres, historically, those teams do better in postseasons than not.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would choose pitching every day of the week.
Right.
I know, obviously, you got to score runs. Oh, baseball. But I just feel like having a dominant pitching staff is going to keep you in every single game. And then it's not going to put all this pressure on your offense to have to score 5 runs or have to score 6 runs, right? And like, oh man, going out there with your bullpen's like, oh, just hold this 1-run lead. I mean, now you feel so safe with a bullpen. And they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be a team that allows no runs in a postseason.
No,
as far as
not.
their bullpen
Yeah,
goes.
exactly.
But more often than not, having the arms that they have to deploy in that bullpen is going to make you feel pretty confident with this Padres team and their chances to win.
I mean, I'm getting more confident by the day. This was supposed to be the stretch where the Padres would be tested. They would be facing teams that were playoff contenders. The Giants were in that conversation a couple of weeks ago. They have fallen completely off. They're now 3 games under 500. The Dodgers, at one point were 9 games up on the Padres. They have not played well, obviously, over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Like, it doesn't even seem to matter right now if the Padres play good teams. Remember the conversation in the first half of the year? Oh, they can't beat good teams. They clean up against bad teams, which I think was a good quality. It can get you to the postseason. But there was this period of time where like they can't beat good teams. And now all of a sudden they can. And I'm not calling San Francisco a good team, but they have proven here recently they're fully capable of beating good teams. I know the Mets have fallen off, but they swept them recently at Petco Park. I just think the dynamic has shifted. It's no longer about, well, they're winning, but they're beating the Rockies. They're not beating quality opponents. I don't think we're saying that anymore about the Padres.
They're beating everybody. Everybody that's in their way, they're beating. The narrative of they can't beat good teams anymore, I still, would like to see them play against the Dodgers before I can fully say what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it does feel like those talking points that we had kind of feels like those talking points are like to the side now.
Yeah,
because the Padres are one of the better teams in baseball. Would you agree?
They are. And I just remember you saying what their record was against teams that were over 500. It wasn't pretty, but it's changed. I don't have it in front of me, but I'll pull it up right now. Like the Padres right now against teams over 500, and again, a moving target. The Padres against teams over 500 are basically 500. They're 28-31. That's not bad. There was a point this year they were like 14 games under 500 when they were playing teams over 500. Shoot, you can get out of this weekend, win a couple of games in LA. You're only a game or two under 500 against teams with winning records. It was always, to me, a tall bar to cross that they were going to win in the postseason if they were awful against good teams. And that's who they were in the first half of the year. Now they've been much better against good teams. So I don't feel like it's as high of a bar for the Padres to play well against good teams. And because I'm with you, I think they have one of the better teams in the sport. So they should be playing well against good teams.
Yeah, it changes when you go from a team that's fighting for your playoff lives and, you're trying to get that 6th seed to, oh, the Padres are one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they went from, are they going to get in, to how high can they climb in the standings?
If you asked any baseball person that covers the sport, would you consider the Padres one of the best teams in baseball? I bet you all of them say yes. Because all of them right now are saying that their roster, as it is constructed, is one of the best rosters in the sport. They have, I think, the best bullpen in baseball, and I think everyone would agree with that. So like having the best of something, I think automatically, and you're also the record that you have, I think that automatically puts you in the conversation of one of the best teams in the sport.
Is any part of the Dodgers having a 17 or 18% chance of winning the World Series surprising to you when you look at something like Fangraphs? Like, is that based on what was accomplished last year or based on what is possible moving forward? Like, what is it that separates them from everyone else in the World Series odds? Is it their roster when healthy? Is it their 2024 success? What is it that makes them they've got a 17.4% chance of winning the World Series and nobody else has a better than 10% chance?
I think it's a couple things. One, Shohei Ohtani, he's going to be the MVP again. Two, they're the defending World Series champions, right? Three, track record. Over the course of how many consecutive seasons have they won the NL West?
Well, other than the 1 year the Giants won it, it's what is it? A ton out of a ton.
And even that year they won 106 games.
Yep.
The Giants won 107.
Right.
And it was crazy.
Yep.
So I think all of those things play a factor into why they're still favored. Like it's like the Bulls, right? Like the Bulls were always favored in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why wouldn't they be favored? They've won these championships. They have the best player in the sport. Why wouldn't they be favored to win? Right?
Good point. It's a fair point.
Even with the schedules and how they play out, I think that's why you see Fangraphs give them a pretty significant chance to still win the division, is because track record, best player in the sport. They still have a really cupcake schedule after they play the Padres, and they just won a World Series.
We shall see. Again, Padres and Dodgers coming up on Friday night from Dodger Stadium, the first of a 3-game set. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. Inside the wrap, will the benches clear this weekend at Dodger Stadium when the Padres and Dodgers renew their rivalry? Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Our phone lines are open, 877-767-4760. That's 877-767-4760. Or you can text us, 70470. Start your message with the word team. That's 70470. Start it with the word team. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. Will the benches clear this weekend at Dodger Stadium? This is John and Jim. All right, Kevin AC is going to join us coming up at 5 p.m. Mark Loretta is on the show at 5:30. Ex-Padre. He's a special assistant to the Padres right now. We're reacting to a Padres sweep of the San Francisco Giants. We're getting you ready as well for this Dodger series that gets underway again on Friday night. We do want to remind you, we all remember that one teacher made a difference, who believed in us, challenged us, or just made learning fun. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way with iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate outstanding public school teachers gone above and beyond for their students to win $5,000 to stock their classroom with whatever they need. Today's teacher of the day is Melissa Pitcher, kind of fitting, who teaches at Sunset Hills Elementary. People told us she inspires students through STEAM at science fairs, doing community volunteering and gardening. Congrats, Melissa. You're in the running to win $5,000 for your classroom. Nominate your favorite teacher at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. All right, let's get to it.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Do the benches clear this weekend at Dodger Stadium?
I'm going to say no, because what purpose would that serve? I do think the Padres in this series will be all business, unless provoked. I do think the Dodgers could pull some shady you-know-what, just because they're trying to light a fire under their ass because they know they're playing bad baseball. And Dave Roberts has a history of doing shady stuff, to get his team going. So I think from a Padres side, I don't think they're going to be doing anything unless provoked. Mike Schultz always said, we don't start it, we finish it. But Dave Roberts, he starts stuff because sometimes he knows, like, he can't just have his team go out there between the white lines and compete and win. He needs to do shady stuff outside the white line to try to get his team motivated to go.
It really worked to a T last October, didn't it? I mean, trailing 2-1, the sinister sling, and how the series and the fortunes of the two teams turned around. And yeah, I would not put something like that past them. I mean, they might need to motivate their team. I'm talking about LA. So maybe from their perspective, it's worth, the shenanigans. I think from San Diego's perspective, don't do it. No mound charging, no hitting LA batters. Just play your game. I think you'd rather prove it on field with your play than do it with any of this like extracurricular stuff. So again, I wouldn't put it past LA. I'm with you, but I don't think the Padres need it, truthfully, this weekend. Next question.
Is Fernando Tatis Jr. back?
Well, I mean, he's playing every day, so he's not like gone anywhere. But he is playing better of late. 2 or 3 today, 3 RBIs. You look at his game logs since Friday night, which was, I don't want to say rock bottom of his season, but it was a pretty low point, after that game, all the questions about Fernando Tatis Jr., Mike Schultz snapping back at Marty. Since that night, 2 for 5, 2 for 3, 2 for 5, 1 for 4, 2 for 3. He's just, a couple doubles, 4 RBIs. He scored a run in every game except for one. I'm not going to say he's back because he's not doing things that we've seen Fernando Tatis Jr. do at like his height, but he's definitely contributing and playing much better baseball.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, he's capable of more, and I think he's playing well. Now, it's a shorter sample size. It's not a prolonged 2-month sample size right now, but he's playing well. I think he's capable of playing better. He's been a great postseason player in his brief postseason career. So maybe not fully, quote unquote, back, but he is helping this team right now on field. Next question.
Would you guys rather have the Padres roster or the Dodgers roster?
Do it.
Do I want to cancel myself? I would, at this moment in time, I would choose the Padres roster because of the pitching and especially because of the bullpen. Like, yeah, would I want Shohei Ohtani leading off? Of course. But that Dodger bullpen and their pitching staff, no bueno.
And the injuries?
No bueno.
Yeah, it's all a factor.
No bueno. I'm choosing the Padres because of their bullpen and their starting pitching.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'll go down that path with you as well. And again, I think the injuries are a part of it. San Diego, that's one of the keys here down the stretch. Can you stay healthy? Because something that the Dodgers have dealt with all year is injuries. And the Padres have dealt with them. They've had some real injuries in there. Yu Darvish has been out for a significant period of time. Michael King missed nearly 3 months. Can they stay healthy enough down the stretch to play at their best in October? Next question.
Is the Dodgers series a must-win for the Padres?
No, not a must-win. It would be great to win the series, but it's not a must-win series. I think what you can't do is you can't get swept. You can't go to Dodger Stadium and get swept.
Right.
I feel pretty confident that they're not going to get swept, just the way they're playing, the way the Dodgers are playing. That's the one thing that can't happen. Because now it's potentially, goes from, hey, we're going to this series tied to, oh no, now we're 3 games back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a must-win series, but you can't get swept.
It's amazing how much can change in a series because if you're right, if you get swept, then all of a sudden your opinion on everything kind of changes. You're like, mighty Dodgers, it's going to be hard to get past them. The other side of that coin is what if you go there and win 3 games? Mm-hmm. How are you going to feel about the Padres at that point? I'm with you. Don't get swept. Of course, it's not a must-win series. It's August. There'll be a must-win series in there for the Padres this year.
There will be for sure. If they're competing for a division.
Yeah, and it's going to be and in October, last year in October. But no, this isn't a must-win series, although I don't think I'll feel great if the Padres have lost 3 series this year to the Dodgers coming out of this weekend. I won't feel great. I won't feel awful.
No.
But I won't feel great.
It won't feel great. You're right. But recent history has shown that even if the Padres don't play well against the Dodgers in the regular season, they can still in the postseason make a run.
Right. And the opposite. Last year, the Padres beat the Dodgers in the regular season, won the season series, and then lost in the postseason.
So maybe you want the Padres to lose to the Dodgers so they have a better chance in the postseason.
I mean, it's crazy how back and forth.
That,
yeah. I mean, it's crazy how deep this rivalry has gotten in such a short period of time with all the important series since 2020. All right. We continue to react. We do want to hear from you. Our phone lines are open. 877-767-4760 if you want to call us. 877-767-4760. As we sit here right now, the Padres have a half-game lead in the NL West. Also, you can text us, 70470. Start your message with the word team. Kevin Acey's our Padres insider. He will join us at 5 p.m. And Mark Loretta will be on the show today. Great career in San Diego. Padres special assistant to the CEO. He'll join us at 5:30. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by Staples Stores. Padres are in sole possession of first place in the National League West with their 11-1 victory today over the Giants, completing the sweep up in the Bay. Dodgers play in about 2 hours in Anaheim against the Angels. Both teams have an off day today before they clash against each other for a 3-game series this weekend at Dodger Stadium. And we talked to him earlier today. Quarterback Jaden Denegal has been named the starting quarterback for the Aztecs for the upcoming season. How many times have we all said that was easy? Well, the Staples Easy button is back, and it's got everyone saying it again for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos, plus quality products delivered next day to over 98% of the U.S. Staples. That was easy.
All right, Kevin AC, Jim, he will join us coming up at 5 p.m. Mark Loretta, the ex-Padre, had a really good career, some really good seasons here as well. He's a special assistant to the Padres. He'll join us at 5:30. If you missed Mike Schilt earlier postgame, you're going to hear from him a couple of minutes from Schilt postgame as the Padres get ready for the Dodgers. Can we take a moment to appreciate Nick Pivetta? Like, can we have a Nick Pivetta news, like a feature, a daily Nick Pivetta?
Nicky P?
Nicky P.
The Nicky P.
Do you know why we're appreciating Nick Pivetta?
I do know why we're appreciating
Why are
Nick
we
Pivetta.
appreciating Nick Pivetta?
Because Mike Schilt appreciated Nick Pivetta, and he wants everyone to appreciate Nick Pivetta.
Give me another reason why we're appreciating Nick Pivetta. Just go general. Why are we appreciating Nick Pivetta?
Because he picked up another win today.
Because he's been awesome.
He's been great.
He's 12-4 with a 2.87.
He's having a career year.
12-4.
I know.
He's pacing to go 16-5 with a 2.87.
I did not expect him to be the quote unquote ace of this staff for the entire season this year.
The game one guy?
Well, we'll see about that.
But I mean, that's how he's pitched this year.
Yeah, Michael King might have something to say about that.
True.
As Dylan Cease.
True. I agree.
As is you Darvish. But so far, you're right. Postseason starts tomorrow. I know he pitched today, but you get my point.
He wouldn't pitch tomorrow.
The postseason started in 5 days.
He'd be right
Nick
there.
Pivetta probably is getting game one.
12-4, the 2.87. He was signed the day pitchers and catchers reported.
It's probably one of like number 1 or 2 or 3 best signings in baseball this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a pitching standpoint, I know that Max Fried has been really good for the Yankees this year. I don't know his exact numbers, but I know they're good. And the Yankees, they're an okay team.
They're good, yeah.
They're good.
Team.
But if you talk to Yankees fans, they want to fire Aaron Boone to the sun like tomorrow.
But to your point, I mean, Fried is getting all the money. 12-5, 2.94. Pivetta 12-4, 2.87. Right?
Yeah. Show me a better starting pitcher this offseason that's signed for big money that's doing better than that.
And I like your point. He gets Cy Young votes. If this was it, if the season's over today, I don't think he's winning it, but I think he's a top 5 qualifier here for the Cy Young in the National League, going 12-4 with a sub-3 ERA, maybe somewhere in that ballpark potentially.
Well, Skeens take away the record
last night.
I mean, Skeens did give up 4 runs last night, and he's 7-9 on the year.
Yeah,
but even with the last night where he gave up 4 runs, his ERA is still 2.13.
Okay,
with a sub-1 WHIP, 166 strikeouts and 148 innings pitched.
Great year. Yep.
I think if he gets to like 10 wins, which is going to be hard because the Pirates suck.
Yep.
Like say he goes 10-9.
He'll win it.
He's winning the Cy Young.
He could win it at 8-10. Right?
He can win it at
DeGrom's done that.
Yeah, he can win 7-9.
Yeah, probably.
Christopher Sanchez for the Phillies is 11-3 with a 2.35 ERA, a 1.08 WHIP, 157 strikeouts and 149 2/3 innings pitched.
Okay.
I mean, Yamamoto's up there, Zach Wheeler, Matthew Boyd with the Cubs has a great season. Andrew Abbott's had a great season for the Reds. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to get top 10 votes.
Okay.
That's where I put Nick Pivetta.
Between 5 and 10, maybe?
Between 5 and 10. He'll get top 10 votes this year for the Cy Young Award.
0.95 WHIP.
Which is crazy.
I mean, it is great. 0.95 WHIP for a starter. 2.87 ERA. He has made 24 starts for this team. And, I mean, he's just done it each and every time out by and large. But almost every time out. There's been a blip. Maybe Red Sox at home 5 days ago. There's been 1 or 2. Most pitchers are going to deal with that. Paul Skeens, like we just said, gave up a couple of home runs the other day against the Brewers. But Nick Pivetta, it was just time to appreciate his work. We've done it a lot, but after today, you should appreciate him even more. If you missed Mike Schill, this was after today's win, just a rout of the Giants in San Francisco 11-1. He started with the media by talking about his team's good play recently.
You know, we played a lot of really good baseball. Pitching's been good, defense, base running. I've been really pleased the last, week or so about the offense dictating the game. The last 5 games, I feel like we've continued to pitch well, continue to play defense, continue to do all the little things that are required to help you win a ball game. But the offense is really dictating and setting the tone and really taking over the game. So on display again, at bats 1 through 9, outstanding. Toddy at the top doing his thing. What a play, by the way. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was about as good as you're going to see in the 5th. But all the way through tough at bats. Laureano, man, can't say enough about his at bats. O'Hearn, big at bats today. And then Crony. So production at the bottom of the lineup. O'Hearn, and then like I said, Laureano and Crony have been fantastic. Diaz took some good at bats as well.
You talk a lot about it's played out that those little things will win you a lot of games.
That's right.
But then when you add this on there, what can that do for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You do the little things to give yourself every opportunity to stay competitive and stay in every ball game and win on the margins. And but also when you have crooked numbers offensively, it creates more of a breathing room. And so it's just really the best version of it.
You'll be in first place either way going into Friday, Dodger Stadium. How do you feel you guys match up this time after, especially after the deadline?
We feel good. We always feel good regardless of who we play. So we're excited to go compete. And, clearly it's a series people are going to be paying attention to. And we're just going to go play good, clean, fundamental Padre baseball. Pavetta was good today, too. We don't want to leave Nicky out. He was really good. That was good. And Yuki, man, it was a nice job for his clean, quick, too. So.
What does the 10 run, like you're up by 10 runs in the 5th inning, you have an off day tomorrow, you can kind of reset going into that series. What does that do for you?
It's important. We got the off day, which we knew we were going to get a reset anyway. But we had some guys down last night that now are getting 3 days. Guys that carried the mail last night, bringing home Morion, Adam, and Suarez. Also, then be able to get their full 2 and everybody rested and, full bore.
What distinguished Buffetta today?
He really, he did a lot of deeper counts, but he made pitches when he had to. And he got better as he went, which is a great trait. I thought he kind of kicked into gear about the 5th inning and started really getting counts, balls going where he wanted to. The breaking ball was more quality strike. But he competed well and just, did his part to keep it right there.
You guys will give you good at bats, but what sets Laureano apart? He's kind of relentless.
He is. Relentless is a great word. He's tough-minded guy. He's got a nice, quick stroke. Sees the ball good. He's very he's a hard-nosed guy. Takes just really tough at bats. He's got a nice short swing, as I mentioned, and knows what he's going to see, and he's not trying to do too much. He's the whole field.
Two second innings in a row. He's had a big long at bat.
Yes.
Did you find both of those to be significant in terms of setting up?
No question, absolutely. I mean, listen, that's a drain. On the other pitcher. We celebrated earlier today. He had a really nice long at bat before Iglesias' homer yesterday. Today, long at bats, and was able to capitalize on it. So yeah, those long at bats are draining. And Crony takes a lot of good long at bats at bottom of the order when they're doing what they're doing and just sets everything up for the whole 9.
Even Jim couldn't jinx the Padres today.
Look, I get it.
11-1 win.
I get it. It was in the 4th inning when I tweeted that out that the game was over.
End of 2. You tweeted out.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. The 2nd inning ended.
Oh,
You said, I'm
that's
sending
early.
this out.
Yeah, we were in
You said
our
after 2.
office, and I was like, I'm gonna send this tweet out.
I'm like,
if
do it.
Pavetta gets through this inning, 1, 2, 3.
I'm like, do it. And then the second you did, I'm like, what are you doing? And then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Giants loaded the bases with no one out.
was
No,
so
2 outs.
I know, and I'm like,
everyone-
no,
yeah.
dude, I was sweating then.
It was a laugh.
But then as soon as we got in studio and they went up 10-0, Laureano hit that 2-run homer. I felt pretty confident, guys. Okay, I felt pretty
the
confident.
jinx, here's the jinx. And I know we're kidding with our buddies DSG who are in the chat right now. The jinx is, and I'll say this right now for Padres fans, you don't want to all of a sudden get on a high horse and be like, the division's over. We've won 14 of 17. The Dodgers are losing the Angels. The Angels suck. Guys, it's not like that. It's not decided over one series. There's 40 games left. That's 3 NFL seasons of games.
The stretch that they've been on right now is only 17 games.
Yeah, so there's 40 remaining. This once we're going to overreact to everything this Friday through Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
So nothing is over. Nothing. I mean, the Padres could sweep or get swept, and nothing is over after this weekend. So that's where I wouldn't go. I wouldn't make any definitive statement about the division based on the Padres' good play.
No.
But I would be confident. I would be hopeful.
I think the only definitive statement that you could make is that the division is 100% up for grabs now. You couldn't say that a month ago, right? A month ago, you're like,
no chance.
You're like, there's a lot of things that has to happen, but right now the focus on is just making the postseason. Hopefully, Preller makes some trades at the deadline to improve this team, and maybe they have a shot at the 5 seed, maybe the 4 seed. Right now, it's like they have a legitimate chance toss up to win this division because they are playing their best baseball at the right time. There's still 40 games remaining. I get that. But the sights for all Padres fans are set on things that are bigger than just making the postseason right now.
I mean, I spent my whole career here using the Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown analogy because the Padres will get close to the Dodgers and then the Dodgers pull away. I don't care if that's happened before. Like past performance is not indicative of future results. Just because it's played out a certain way for so long doesn't mean it is impossible for something to change. Also doesn't mean it will happen. But how can you not go down the division path right now when you lead the division? Were we supposed to be like, Dodgers are going to pull away? But no, I mean, you got to follow this thing through. And if you get your heart broken, you get your heart broken. That's how sports work.
Yeah. I said last night on the wrap-up show, still the most important thing right now is the health of this team. Like if they make it as a 5 seed or a 4 seed, but they're fully healthy, right? I think you would be disappointed if they don't win the West because of where they're at right now. But still, it's like, okay, they're in and they're fully healthy. If they like, think about this scenario. Say they do win the National League West.
Okay. But they're banged up.
But
don't throw out names.
I don't throw out names, but they're banged up. A couple key players are down.
You're not going to feel great.
No.
Not going to feel great.
Or they make it as a 5 seed or a 4 seed and everyone's fully healthy. Like, what would you choose? Winning the division with a couple guys banged up or making it as a 4 or 5 seed with everybody fully healthy?
Honestly, probably the latter.
Yeah. So the most important thing right now is the health of this team going forward. The next goal is winning the National League West. And then the next goal after that is winning the World Series.
That's a good goal. And after you win the World Series, those are basically the goals.
And then the next goal after that is
win another.
Is where are you going to be located on Market Street
for the parade?
If you're a fan for the parade?
We may be getting ahead of ourselves.
And all those videos that or not all those, but the video I tweeted out last night from I think 2020.
Man, no, downtown. That was last night. What are you
that's
talking
right.
about?
You got maced.
I got maced last night.
I heard
during
about
those riots.
that.
It was wild. Those August 13th riots downtown. People are excited.
I heard it was the guy that tweeted out about Dodgers walk-up songs that did it to you last night.
Darnay's going to kill you and me.
He's going to murder me.
Brent, what do you got?
I didn't notice this the first time we played it.
Yeah.
But I noticed it this time. Did you guys hear Schilte's nickname for Morhone?
Wait, he has a nickname for Morhone?
Yeah.
Bring it home, Morhone, Adam, and Suarez.
Bring it home, Morhone.
Bring it home, Morhone, Adam, and Suarez.
Bring it home.
Put on a shirt.
Bring it home, Morhone.
It rhymes.
It's got to go on a shirt.
Of course it does.
All right. Kevin Acey will join us at 5 p.m. from San Francisco. We're getting ready for Padres and Dodgers coming up this weekend at 5:30. Mark Loretta, the ex-Padre, he's a special assistant to the San Diego Padres. He'll join us at 5:30. We continue to react to a Padres sweep of the Giants in the Bay. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
Bring it home, Morhone, Adam, and Suarez.
So if you're maxed out on credit cards or struggling with high interest debt, you could pay it all off in just days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey guys, it is Schaefer. Get cash now without touching your low rate first mortgage. No appraisals or waiting, no BS. It's the Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto. It really is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. A huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Call now. Start that conversation. Here's the number, 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. Again, 619-207-4336. You can get debt relief right now at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. All right, Kevin Acey is our Padres insider, and he will join us coming up at 5 p.m. right here on John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Mark Loretta will be on the show at 5:30. The ex-Padre, he is a special assistant in the organization. He will join us coming up at 5:30. So a busy final hour as the Padres are on their way, Jim, for Los Angeles. They have swept the San Francisco Giants, who will be, by the way, at Petco Park for a 4-game series beginning on Monday. As this 13-game stretch, 13 consecutive games against the Giants or the Dodgers continues this weekend. And I think the excitement is at an all-time high now for this 2025 regular season. And I can't wait to overreact to everything beginning in the top of the first inning on Friday night.
Oh, the overreaction will be...
It'll be pretty high.
It will be very high.
It's going to be really high.
Like if they win on Friday night...
Oh,
like the scenario of the Dodgers losing tonight against the Angels. By the way, huge Angels fans tonight, everybody. The Dodgers lose tonight to the Angels. That means the Padres will be officially 1 game up on the Dodgers in the West, no matter what, because they don't play tomorrow. Both teams have off days. If they win Friday night and they go 2 up on the Dodgers.
Oh, you want to go down that path right
No,
now?
I'm just saying if that were to happen,
right?
Yeah, it is like excitement level through the freaking roof.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But then if they lose Saturday and it's like, here we go again. So the ups, the ebbs and flows, the roller coaster ride that all fans will now be on for the next 41 games, it's going to be a crazy roller coaster. because it's not going to be a
Crazy.
Padres winning, every single series from here on out. You'd love to say that. And if they did, they're winning the National League West and they're getting the 2 seed.
Right.
But that's not going to be the case. They might slip up somewhere like when they play Baltimore, right? Baltimore's a bad baseball team. What if Baltimore comes in here and wins 2 or 3 at Petco? Or they go to Colorado and they lose 2 or 3. Like those things could happen. So you just got to stay in the moment and realize that even if they do win on Friday night and they do go up 2 games or they go up a game or whatever the case may be, even if they do win the series this weekend, that doesn't mean the season's over and that they win the division. They still got to play 38 or 39 games left.
Yeah,
to determine things.
Do you remember in June when Mike Schultz said the Padres are going to win 7 series in a row?
Have they won 7 series in a row?
They've won 6.
Oh my goodness!
So they have won 6 consecutive.
Mr. Nostradamus
series.
over there,
and kind of man of faith, right? Like he is such a ardent backer of his team, like to an nth degree. But when it pays off in the result of wins, it makes him look pretty good, truthfully. And I mean, Mike Schultz's record as a regular season manager is up there, folks. His time in St. Louis is 2 years now in San Diego. This guy has, he's proven it. He has proven it time and time again in the regular season. The second half stuff was silly 2 years ago. And now you almost believe it, that he's got something special in him for his clubs in the second half of a year. And would you believe it that if the Padres do win the series at Dodger Stadium this weekend, they have won 7 consecutive series?
Say what you want about Mike Schultz when you listen to him post games or after losses or when he gets chippy with the media off a very completely fair question or never criticizes his players or never, says, hey, we just simple things like we need to play better, right? Or this guy needs to, we have faith in him, but he knows he's slumping right now. The one thing you cannot question is him as just a baseball manager.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this, as a baseball manager, he is really freaking good. Really good. All the other stuff that annoys me, you can deal with it. You can be the cringy guy post game, the never, talks about his team in a bad light, or not even a bad light, just saying simple things like, hey, we need to pick it up and be better. Right. You could say all that aside. The only thing that matters, and thankfully, it's him as a manager and his win-loss record. His win-loss record is extremely good.
Really, what I really like about him is his desire to always go for it in a game. Like the other day, Nestor Cortez is on the mouth of 4-1 lead. Padres are going to the playoffs regardless of what happens there. Now, I think there was first and third 2 outs after a replay review. And he said, you know what, forget, I don't care if Nestor Cortez gets the win. I care if the team wins the game. And he immediately went to his A team of his relievers, and the Padres won the game going away. He's done that routinely all year long. Randy Vasquez, now Nestor Cortez. He has no fear of putting his team in the best position to win. Everything else kind of be damned. And I like the way he uses his bullpen. Now, it hasn't always worked out perfectly. No manager's perfect. I don't think he's been a perfect postseason manager, certainly, but he goes for it. I remember some of the criticisms I had of Bob Melvin was it felt like sometimes he didn't go for it. He would slow play pitching decisions. And Bob Melvin has had his share of success, make no mistake, including in 2022 with the Padres. But Schilt operates in a different way. He is fully content to go to his bullpen with 2 outs in an inning and the base is empty because he's in the, the business of winning games. And I think he's a good in-game manager is what he is.
Yeah. And I see people like the beef in the chat right now. He says he's there to win and keep the clubhouse in check. He doesn't need to answer to journalists. And he also says stuff that annoys you is because you're in the media. Everyone else loves it.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, we could. That's anecdotal. We could put a poll question. Do you love Mike Schultz with the media? Do you love what he says publicly?
I bet you a lot of money if I were to ask everybody in the organization about their thoughts on Mike Schultz post games.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least my guess is there's at least a couple people in the organization that go, well, we're not paying him to be the best post game manager. We're paying him to be, and we want him here to be the best in-game manager. Like, I don't know if this stuff is, I don't know.
I mean, I kind of understand the point that it's more like media dependent because he's speaking with the media. But I always think that when you talk to the media, you're talking to the fan base because people watch Padres.tv. It's on 15 minutes after the game, or people go back and go to MLB.com and they watch the video, right? Or they hear the audio here on John and Jim or wherever else. Like I do think you're talking to the fan base when you're speaking to the media post game. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, I'll be honest with you. But what is my cup of tea is the way he manages in game.
Yeah, and by the way, there have been multiple times in Schultz' tenure when the fan base has been like, "What are you talking about, Mike?"
Of course.
And
that's every manager.
Yeah, and that is right. And the point is, like, because he says all these things, he can say it because he's a good manager, and that's what I've said. Like, man, you better be a good manager if you're going to be talking like this post game a lot. And he does. He backs it up.
He really does. And obviously the team is fully bought in. I mean, this team is playing its best baseball of the year. And they're off for Dodger Stadium, where we'll catch up next with Kevin Acee. He's actually in San Francisco, of course, as the Padres have wrapped up their series with the Giants with a sweep of San Francisco, winning today 11-1. So Kevin Acee, our Padres insider, he will join us to start hour 4 of John and Jim. And Mark Loretta, special assistant to the Padres CEO, plus he had a great career, of course, in San Diego. He'll join us coming up at 5:30. We're here until 6 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Padres completed the sweep today of the Giants with a 11-1 victory. They are now atop the NL West with a half-game lead over the Dodgers. Dodgers play the Angels later tonight. So at worst, this weekend series against the Dodgers in LA, Padres will either have a lead in the division or be tied with the Dodgers for first place. In Aztec football news today, we had him on earlier in the show, Jaden Denegal will be the starting quarterback, as Sean Lewis announced earlier this morning for the upcoming season. Progressive Insurance can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. If something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be recovered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
All right, final hour of John and Jim. Mark Loretta will join us at 5:30. Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, back with us from San Francisco, where the Padres have completed a sweep of the Giants. Jim just told you that. They're getting ready for the Dodgers on Friday night in LA. Kevin, we appreciate you taking time for us. What impressed you most, being there for the last 3 games, the manner in which the Padres won? What was most impressive over the course of these last 3 games?
The relentlessness of the offense. I'd start with Laureano. I'd say Schronenworth is having his best portion of the season, one of the best portions of his career. You're going to take about 20 games here. But the offense becoming what they, wanted it to be, what they sometimes claimed they were, but it actually happening now. And then you pair that with really good pitching and the little things that they take so much pride in and that they have basically done and that have won them a lot of games this year. But you pair that with then the offense as it is right now and as it has been for 2 weeks at least. That's pretty impressive. It's impossible to not be impressed by. I will throw all sorts of caution out there that, all right, this big weekend, wow, it's huge. Oh, and then the Dodgers come to town and then, oh yeah, there's still a month to play. But I will say that as of right now, you can't be much more impressed with how the Padres are playing.
They were playing good baseball before the trade deadline. They won 5 games in a row leading up to the trade deadline here. So, I mean, from everybody's standpoint, including yours, Kevin, how much credit are you giving AJ Preller here? When they're winning these games, how much are you thinking that was an AJ Preller win? That was an AJ Preller win. Because the moves that he's made, every single one's paid off so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Laureano was huge. Fermin is big. I mean, Nestor Cortez. If Nestor Cortez is this year's Martin Perez, then, looks pretty good so far. Yeah, I mean, O'Hearn is, getting on base and had some hits today. I mean, you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to shilt you there by going down and giving you play-by-play of what you just said. But yeah, that is. I don't know that I've gone after. What was it? Was it the first game or one of the first wins? No, the first game was Pavetta. But one of the first wins, I was like, wow, that was. I think I wrote it that was the trade deadline win. But honestly, what are they, 8-3 now since the deadline? Maybe it's 9-3. A lot of them have at least had one of those guys coming up huge. So for me right now, I mean, it's between Fermin and Laureano, not that you asked me, but Laureano has been the best player so far. The fact that Fermin has come in and locked down the number 9 spot out of the catcher position is just monster. But he made the lineup longer, man. He did it. He finally did it. Remember, there was 1 through 9. We're having great at bats. Okay, guys, maybe they are now.
Kevin Acey is with us, our Padres insider from San Francisco. So the Padres are off for LA. Like you just said, there's still 41 games remaining. It's not like the season is on the line this weekend or even next weekend. But you believe, in your estimation, with the way last year finished, with them being 2-5 earlier in the year against LA, do they need to prove something to themselves against LA specifically over the course of these next 2 series or not?
The only reason that I would say yes, because I'm just always reluctant, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Was it 4 and in 22 you were still playing 18 games, right? Was it 5-14 in 2022 before they won the NLDS?
Yeah.
They won the season series last year and then lost the DS to the Dodgers. Like, it really is, how are you playing in October? But the reason I would say is, like, they're playing really well right now, and the Dodgers aren't. And they go in there, and it's the a continuation of those first two series, and the Dodgers get right against the Padres. Yeah, that could be a thing, right? I still am not going to say, oh no, but like, that could be a thing. Yeah, because it's like, wait a minute. This is supposed to be different. We're playing great. These are the guys who gave up the 9-game lead in less than a month and a half. And then you go in there and you drop 2 or 3 and something like that. And, furthermore, beyond proving, like, yes, there are 41 games, but like, we're not going to lessen this too much, right? Because these are your last opportunities to guarantee yourself that you gain a game by winning. And let's say you get 2 up on them, or the Dodgers get 2 up on the Padres after this. Like, or let's say the Dodgers lose tonight, they go in +1, then they go 4-2, and they're 3 games up next Sunday. And at that point, what are there 33 games to go? Like, that is sitting really good.
Yeah, a lot can change in just a mere couple of weeks. We've seen it with the Padres here, going 14-3 over the last 17 games, and it's only been a couple of weeks, and we still have a month and a half left in the season. Do you sense like maybe if they don't win the division, would you feel like this team might be disappointed in that, because they've crawled back here to now be in the division lead here over the Dodgers, but maybe a sense of disappointment if they don't win the division here?
Yes, absolutely. Now, let's say, I don't know, what could happen over the course of these 41 games where you get to October and you're like, no, you know what, this is good. They got the number 4 seed. The Dodgers, the Dodgers closed 35-6 or something, and you're just like, okay, fine. And it's good enough, right? So I don't want to like say it flat out, yes, absolutely. But I don't see how you could say you just made up the 9 games. You did the whole trade deadline thing. You're getting still getting your pitching, your defense, your starting rotation is coming around, and you now have this complete lineup. And how could it not be disappointing if you don't finish this thing out and get that first round bye? So yeah, I will absolutely agree with you, but while also saying, I mean, there's a lot that still can happen here.
There is. Kevin Acee is with us as the Padres get ready for the Dodgers, the red-hot Padres, who are 14-3 in their last 17 games. At worst, they'll be even in the NL West come Friday night. Kevin, what would you say? I mean, if I asked you what is the Padres' biggest weakness or maybe susceptibility, how would you answer that?
Well, I mean, I'm always thinking of bullpen susceptible, right? Like, just because, like, those guys are human. But it's a good question, and I don't want to be like by not answering it, by not having this ready answer, it's like I'm not really being critical of this team. But when you are 14-3, and it's not just you're 14-3, because they were 14-3 at the start of the season, but we could all look at that, and we were talking about it at the time about some really good fortune. They still weren't scoring a lot. There was, a couple guys were super hot. They were getting all the timely hits, but it wasn't dominant 14-3. It was like, hey, this is a really good start. This 14-3, like, I don't know, am I missing something? Like, where has been the weakness? I mean, you still have to see you have things that still need to be proved, and that is, that Michael King needs to go beyond 2 innings, which I'm sure he will. But look, we got to see it. Darvish, consistency. It'll be big start for him on Sunday. They basically brought, babied him along. I'm being, way too simple about it, but they babied him along so that he could start late season games against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. So that's a big start for him. So maybe the starting pitching I would go with. I mean, Dylan Cease. I think we watched Dylan Cease be inconsistent for too long to just go, 2 really good starts. Oh, Dylan Cease is back. I think that would be naive. I'm not saying he's not. He is doing a lot of the things that he, was trending toward doing, and now it's turning into zeros, and so that's good. But I would say maybe the starting pitching. I don't know what you guys think.
It's hard.
We don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they've shored up all their weak links, as Preller were talking about after the deadline. Yeah. I mean, maybe starting pitching, to your point, because like Michael King and Yu Darvish are a little bit of a wild card right now, but still, it's mean, you trust them, right? I mean, those two guys you trust over the course of the next month or so.
And Jim's been saying, you can ask the question, Jim, but Jim's been saying, I mean, the susceptibility is their health, but that's kind of the answer for any team.
Right.
You just kind of cross your fingers and say, hey, if we're healthy, we're good. If we're not, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, I like all of it plays into it, and we all, between the three of us, we mentioned it, right? Like, it's not just they're playing well. It's like in the middle of this playing well before the deadline, then get these guys that are, that Preller makes the declaration, and we all go, oh, wow, well, they addressed all of their needs. We don't know if these guys are any good. Then they all start out playing really well. Maybe O'Hearn didn't, but he's contributed. And gosh, they got better in the bullpen. So that's where we're at right now. That said, and I'll write it for Thursday when I'm talking about the Dodgers. I was going back and looking at the Dodgers, and like, when's the last time that they were this bad over 32 games? You know when it was? 2018. They went 12-20.
Wow.
They went to the World Series that year.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? You know when the last time the Dodgers were this bad over 32 games this late in the season? 2017. Oh, that's right. They went to the World Series that year too. So like, there's just a long way to go.
There is a long way to go.
Yep.
I bet you could win some bar bets, Kevin, if you asked who had the lowest ERA in the bullpen for the Padres. I don't think many people would guess David Morgan, but he currently has the lowest ERA at 1.67 in that bullpen. We saw him be put into a late game situation in a close game in this series. Do you see him being given more opportunities like he got the other night? Because, I mean, if you have David Morgan pitching like this, and he's been fantastic, it just makes your bullpen even deeper and gives guys opportunities to have even more time off.
Yep, absolutely. And I thought that the one the other night was about as big as it comes, because here's the deal. What was he? He was taking a 4-run lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did Mike Shildt do last night? He used his high leverage guys to protect a 4-run lead. Yeah. Like that's still at Oracle Park, almost anywhere, but at Oracle Park, wind, blowing out 1 minute, blowing in, blowing across the next minute. That in a game in the middle of August, that is a higher leverage situation, and that kid has been unbelievable. And not just because of his story, not just because he came from AA and wasn't even in spring training. Like, that makes it better. But that kid has come in throwing strikes. He learned a 2-seam fastball at Dodger Stadium in the middle of June. It's now an effective pitch. He's got a really good curveball, a good slider. He throws 99. I believe he's hit 100. It's freaking insane. Who was it that tweeted the other day? And I don't get too jacked up about, somebody who just dropped in to watch the Padres, but I thought it was funny. And, it was also maybe appropriate where he said, do the Dodgers have any relievers that suck or just a bunch of closers? Like, I thought this is a pretty darn deep bullpen.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, I know he's talking about it too. I forget.
Jared, he works for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carabas,
yeah. Do the Padres have any bad arms in the bullpen? Like, they have 8 closers out there.
It's funny. And he went further today and said, what's interesting here is these teams have near identical schedules to close, yet one team has a 75% chance of winning the division and the other team, the Padres, has a 25% chance. It almost doesn't make sense. Some of the analytics still suggest, we talked about this today, Kevin, like the analytics still suggest, well, the Dodgers are more likely to win the World Series. The Dodgers are more likely to win the division, but we're watching this play out in front of our eyes. And you kind of wonder if that's actually the case or not. I mean, we'll know an answer in 6 weeks, but right now we don't know the answer. But it doesn't feel like they should be a 3-1 favorite to win the division. So I'd go as far as say that.
I don't even know if you're only going to look at this year, right? And not like the fact that the Dodgers always find a way and that they've been there before. I don't even know if they should be a favorite considering their issues, right? Now, are they getting generally healthier, or we think they are? And do they have a lot of talent? And, does anyone believe Mookie Betts isn't going to find a way to be a hero, at least a little bit? Like, absolutely, man. I wouldn't put any money on this race. I wouldn't put your money on this race.
Yeah.
But that does seem a little bit odd. But I mean, man, gosh, that's why this is so great. I mean, the only thing that'd be crazier, but it might be too much for all of us, is if this was a month later and that they were about to meet for 6 times in 10 days.
Completely.
That'd be too much.
To finish the season,
that'd be amazing.
We'd all just,
call the commissioner's office. But yeah, that's too much. Kevin, we appreciate you taking time for us. Safe travels this weekend, and we'll look forward to doing it again soon.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. We appreciate it. Kevin Acee, your Padres Insider, brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We will react to that on the other side. Plus, Mark Loretta is going to join us at 5:30. Padres Special Assistant to the CEO. Great playing career, including here with the Padres in San Diego. Shoot, he has a unique perspective on Padres Dodgers, doesn't he? He played for both of the franchises. Well, join us at 5:30. Stay with us on John and Jim. All right, great connecting with Kevin Acee up in San Francisco. I don't think we're gonna have Kevin on Friday, by the way, but we will have him Monday. I think he's dealing with a personal matter, so he will be with us Monday. I don't know if we'll be in Los Angeles or not.
Should we ask Darnay to come on the show?
Oh man, that's kind of like a sore or like a tough topic, isn't it? Tricky.
Well, here's the thing. We need to like waste one of our asks for Darnay because he's already going to tell us no the next time we ask. So then we should ask him like tomorrow to come on the show.
He'll say no, and then we'll ask again Friday, and he'll come on.
Yeah.
So this all stems from because we just briefly touched on it yesterday that there was like this NBC7 tweet where they said like, "What's your?" I'm even paraphrasing. What was it? Favorite Dodger walk-up songs, or here are the Dodger walk-up songs?
No, it's like Dodger theme song. It was like the Dodgers 2025 theme song is "Walk It Like They Talk It" or "Walk It Like You Talk It."
And it came from the San Diego account. And everyone's like, "Well, what is this?" And then Darnay had to like kind of put out the fire, so to speak.
Well, everyone was blaming Darnay.
He had
nothing to do with it.
It's like the corporate account sends it out, and he works for NBC7. Now everyone's coming after Darnay. Like, how could you tweet this about the Dodgers? So we kind of piled on.
And of course, we went after Darnay.
Like, oh, Darnay, like. But so I don't think he's thrilled with us. Although I did see him today, and I played it cool. Like, hey, is everything good? He's like, yeah, it's better today than yesterday. But I didn't go down the path of like, do you hate me and Jim?
Because we know how it is. If there's a like today, perfect example. If somehow in some universe the Padres lost today to the Giants after going up 7-0 in the second inning, and I tweet that out,
you never hear the end of it.
My night is ruined.
Your night is ruined.
My day is ruined. My week is ruined. I'm
can't
canceled.
Sleep.
I'm basically canceled. I will
for like 2 days.
Yeah, but still, people will remember that.
They'd be so pissed at you.
I become the human jinx.
Now you went for
Darnay
didn't tweet out like, "Hey, here's my favorite Dodger."
No, I didn't do that. I was just simply stating today's game when the Padres went up 7-0.
This game's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like if you've like the Giants and watching them, like they're done. All right, just look at the numbers. They're done. They scored 7 runs in the last 45 innings combined. They weren't scoring 7 runs today.
Right.
So I felt pretty good about that tweet. Like a 95% chance.
More than that.
98% chance.
Maybe
99% chance that
nothing
was going to happen.
And that's what happened. They piled on.
So I get it. If there's a tweet out there that I put out or you put out or something gets clipped of us and put out on social media and we get a bunch of hate for it, like it
impacts you. Here's the thing. I never tweet like that. But I did. I got caught on the Ohtani thing. I mean, I went down the path on some random wrap-up show 4 years ago saying how bad Ohtani is and then end up on Yahoo Japan.
That's fine. It's Yahoo
Japan. And honestly, what's the saying? No publicity is bad. We were saying that to Darnay yesterday. I don't know if that's the case or not.
They got crazy engagement.
Got engagement. Congrats on the engagement.
Congrats on the engagement.
That's the name of the game. But
yeah.
But are we going to do that when the Padres go up 1-0 against the Dodgers in the second inning? Probably not.
Like, oh, this game's over.
Oh my Division's over.
Dude.
Like, dude, that's scary. Because people put it all on you.
If they like swept the Dodgers after this weekend.
You said division is over. Book it. It's like
I can't even.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't. You can't do that. You can't go down that path.
Speaking of Dodger fans, you know what I have not done today, John?
Gone to like DodgerFan.com
to
see what they're saying.
No.
Oh, has anyone come after you today in the text
I wanted
line?
to see if that 619 number that is a Dodger fan.
Yeah, he hates you.
Is texting me today.
What was he mad at you about yesterday? Ohtani, right?
Yeah, because I said Ohtani sucks, and I hate it.
It's like he's coming after you for defamation,
and he's shady.
Right now, I don't think he's texted today, has he?
Let me check. I can look to see. No, he has not texted today. Maybe he's not listening today. We know he's listening though.
Right. Text us.
I see the amount of text messages that he sent into the show, or she, and they listen a lot.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of listening.
You are doing a lot of listening, and you're intently listening to us.
100%.
Word for word. So when I say Ohtani is overrated or something like that, you'll text it.
You said he's overrated. He could come after you for defamation. Yeah, I'm sure that must be on his list today.
I'm sure Ohtani's going to sue Jim Russell on iHeart San Diego. Yeah.
All right. On the other side, Mark Loretta is going to be with us. Mark Loretta is going to be a part of what's going on this weekend at Petco Park, the Dick's All-American Classic, Sunday at 5. We talked to Trevor Hoffman, who's managing. Mark Loretta is going to be in the dugout as well. Sunday for the Dix All-American Classic, which is a premier high school game put on by Perfect Game. It's a free game. It's this Sunday, 5 p.m. at Petco Park. So Mark Loretto had a great career. I mean, a long career. Padres, a number of teams. And he's now a special assistant to the CEO with San Diego. He's going to join us on the other side. We're here until 6 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Dude, have you thought about like
All right, this update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Padres completed the sweep today of the Giants, winning 11-1. They now have a half-game lead over the Dodgers in the NL West. Dodgers take on the Angels in about an hour in Anaheim. If the Dodgers win tonight, then both teams will be tied for the NL West lead heading into the weekend series in LA. If the Dodgers lose tonight, Padres will have a full one-game lead in the National League West. And we talked to him earlier in the program today. Jaden Denigal, quarterback for San Diego State, has been named the starter this morning by Coach Sean Lewis. Progressive Insurance says if you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Get a quote for renter's insurance at progressive.com.
All right, John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760. Jim's back page coming up. Can't wait for that. Said no one ever. Mark Loretta is scheduled to join us.
I'm going to throat check you.
Is that honestly? I need to hear someone text us right now that is a passionate.
You know who is
page guy.
You know who is a passionate back page guy? Is our buddy Rich.
No, I like it because it basically gives me a segment.
No, but you said give me one person. I just gave you one person.
No, I want to know. I feel like it is a good segment. I mean, do I feel that way? Maybe not, but I think for our listeners,
what, you don't care about crumble cookies? You
do.
Don't care about what's happening at like
Taco
Bell and Chick-fil-A
and a Mickey Mantle baseball that sold for an all-time auction record of $917,000.
You don't care about meteors coming to Earth that are 4.56 billion years old?
I actually do.
That was very interesting. That was kind of crazy how that happened. So,
all right. So we'll get to Jim's back page coming up in about 15 minutes, but it is great to connect with Mark Loretta, who had just a terrific playing career and is now a Padres special assistant here with the organization. So Mark Loretta with us on John and Jim. Before we get to our conversation here, I want to remind our listeners that the Dick's All-American Classic is this Sunday at 5 p.m. This is at Petco Park. It's a premier high school game put on by Perfect Game. It's got some of the top high school players in the country. You can go for free. Just enter at the home plate gate at Petco Park. There's even an autograph opportunity with the MLB legends before the game, and you can get all the information at pgallamerican.com. That's pgallamerican.com. And Mark, we appreciate you taking time for us. How much are you looking forward to getting back in the dugout this weekend at Petco Park?
Yeah, looking forward to it, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's really a kind of a special event for sure for these young guys. We're really kind of the cream of the crop in the country. Looking forward to seeing them. In fact, one of my favorite teammates, a guy that I played a long time with, not a long time, but a few years, Ben Sheets, his son's in the game.
Cool.
So his family would be out, which would be fun. But yeah, a lot of guys on the coaching staff that I haven't seen in a while. Looking forward to hanging out, and really a nice event.
Yeah, we had Phil Nevin on. You know, his kids have been in this event and going on to play professionally. What's it like to see guys that you play with and their kids playing in, events like this weekend?
Makes my joints ache a little bit more. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You start feeling your age a little bit when, I don't know if you guys would agree, but over the last, 10 or 15 years, it seems like there's a lot more sons of major leaguers who are making an impact in Major League Baseball. Before it was kind of a rarity. Now it seems like, geez, you look at the Toronto Blue Jays and, when they had Biggio and then now they get Bichette and Vlad Guerrero's kid, and it's just, they're all over the place. So obviously these kids have grown up around the locker room, some of them, but for the other guys who haven't, it'll be just great to see them compete. I'm really glad it's back in Petco. It's gone away for a few years, as you guys know, to Arizona, but this is where it belongs.
So again, if you want to go this weekend, free event, Sunday at 5, pgallamerican.com has more information. Again, autograph opportunities with the major leaguers. First 1,000 fans get a free poster. It's free admission. Just enter at the home plate gate at Petco Park. Mark Loretta is with us, had a standout career in San Diego, a great major league career, a special assistant in the Padres organization as well. So let's go there. I mean, what has this been like for you to watch all of this on-field success? We're watching a Padres team right now that at very worst is tied atop the NL West. From your seat, how enjoyable has it been these last few years?
It's been fantastic. I honestly didn't think we could get to this point where, Petco Park is sold out every single night. The community is just on fire with the team. I was fortunate to be on the team when Petco Park opened, and there was a lot of excitement and joy coming over to Petco, and but we didn't have great teams there for a while, and so kind of I think some of the excitement sort of worn off a little bit. But I think once the Seidler O'Malley group came in and really spent money and invested in the team, invested in the ballpark, I think Petco looks as good as it's ever looked. It's 20 years old. It looks like it's 3 years old, and it's continually rated the number one ballpark in all of baseball for good reason. So it's awesome, man. And as somebody now who's lived here ever since I played with the Padres, going on 22, 23 years, raised 2 kids here, it's really a source of pride for the community, and that's what I love about it the most.
When you look at the team on the field this year, what chances you give them to make a run here and potentially win the first World Series in franchise history?
It's going to happen sometime. Why not this year?
Right.
I think this is the best team, the deepest, the most well-rounded team I think we've had, particularly post-deadline, in the last number of years to really make a deep run. Now the playoffs are, as you guys know, are a bit of a crapshoot. You run into a hot team, it can be tough, especially if you're playing, a best out of 5 series. But I tell you, the way kind of our starting pitchers are coming back to form, the bullpen is, considered now to be the best in the league. And it really, with what AJ did at the deadline with adding, Laureano and Fermin and O'Hearn, I think the lineup is deep. The back end of the lineup can produce runs, which we hadn't had that too much early in the year. So it's exciting, man. We can play good defense, and I think we stack up very well with anybody we'll play.
Mark Loretta with us right now. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Again, coaching in the Dick's All-American Classic Sunday at 5 at Petco Park. More info at pgallamerican.com. You talked about the growth of the fan base and just the vibe inside Petco Park. What about the growth of the Padres-Dodgers rivalry? You've got the unique perspective of having played for both of the franchises. We've watched this become one of the better series in the sport. What's it been like to watch that progression over the last 20 plus years?
Yeah, glad you brought that up. I think for a long time it was always considered, Dodgers-Giants. Yeah. That was the big rivalry on the West Coast. I think it's been surpassed now by the Dodgers-Padres for sure. I for a while there, it seemed like we were kind of the nice little Padres down south of LA and didn't make much of a noise. But I think the Dodgers, are really, concerned with this team, and they got to be feeling kind of the heat. I mean, it's tied up now in the division. There's been some great games over the last few years, some knockdown, drag out, bench clearing brawls, et cetera. I think it's great for the sport. And it's just awesome to see. And I think going back to the point about the fan base growing up, I really feel like now, there's a couple more generations of Padre fans who have been born and raised and grown up in San Diego. And I always thought that was what was missing. When you have the Red Sox or Yankees, it's a grandfather or a great grandfather, great grandmother passing the love of the team down to their offspring. And now I think you're seeing that. I've got a 23-year-old son who he lives in New York now, but he's a diehard Padre fan, and it's the brown and gold is everywhere. And by the way, I think going to those colors was a great idea too. It's awesome to see it around the city.
Yeah, absolutely. Those colors definitely pop, and they scream San Diego Padres for sure. What do you make of the job that Mike Schultz done in his first 2 years here in a Padres uniform as manager?
I think he's done a great job. I think Mike's won everywhere he's gone. If you look at his minor league record, you look at his record with the Cardinals, he seems to have a really good way of relating to all different kinds of players at different stages of their career, different personalities. It seems like that group is very tight knit, and you never hear a bad word about the staff or the relationship with the players. So I think he's done a tremendous job.
Do you have an interest in getting back inside a dugout, like as a coach, or potentially even doing it on the front office side in some capacity moving forward?
I tried. I did coach 1 year. Yep. I don't remember. In 2019, I was a bench coach of the Cubs. And I enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. Joe Madden was spectacular, and unfortunately, we didn't make the playoffs, and people weren't brought back. But it didn't really grab me. I'll be honest. To do that full time, I really like what I'm doing now, which is kind of a mixed bag of things. I spend my time kind of in 3 areas, one being kind of business development, interacting with season ticket holders and sponsors. And then there's a big community relations piece. The Padres Foundation has really grown under the Seidler leadership over the last, several years. And then I do a little bit of player development. I'll go see some of the minor league guys being spring training. I was just out with the new draft guys in Arizona, which is a lot of fun to see the wide eyes and the new kids coming through. So it's really a nice balance for me. Allows me to do other things that I have interest in without being there, completely full time. So for now, this is where I want to be.
And, watching the Padres and being a part of this organization as heavily as you are involved now, do you get nervous watching, the Padres play, especially, getting late here into the season, heading into a postseason run? I know, does it take you back to your playing days a little bit?
A little. I wouldn't say I get as nervous as I did when I was playing. That's a different animal. Although it's funny, I was talking to Andy Ashby the other day, former Padre, and we were talking about these performance anxiety dreams that we have where, we can't find the ballpark, or I'm up to bat, I can't tie my shoes, things like that, which is funny. You get that after you play. So, I wouldn't say nervous, but really, I hate to miss a game either in person or on TV. It's become must watch TV, and that wasn't always the case. I started as a special assistant back in 2010, so I've been around now for quite a while within the front office, and I don't think it's ever been, this much of a must see, much watch type of a product.
So funny you say that, by the way, as a broadcaster, especially working in the minor leagues. And of course, you came up in the minor leagues. I always had the recurring nightmare of you don't have the radio equipment or the game's being played, but you haven't set up. It's it's the opposite side of a coin, but it's kind of, it's funny that you say that. Mark Loretta with us right now. All right. So you're going to be coaching with Trevor Hoffman, right? I mean, you guys got to win this game this weekend, right?
Yeah. I played golf today with Trevor and Nev and Scott Erickson, who's going to be involved with the event as well. And I'd say, Hoffy, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to coach third? He said, I don't know. I will figure it out. But he said, all I want to do is win it. And I said, okay, all right. Well, we'll get after it. But it's really to showcase these kids, have them on a big league field, enjoying that, having their friends, family, coming in from all over the country. Really a special time.
How'd you play today?
Did okay. Yeah, won a little bit of money. Not, we didn't bet for a lot, but had a decent round. We played kind of a funny game where we switched partners around, but I was on the winning side, which is good.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Who's the best of the group? Like the ex-Padres, former major leaguers in San Diego, Southern California. Like who's the best golfer?
Best golfer? Well, I tell you, both Nevin and I are, more or less scratch players, and Nady's, I think, a 1. So we had some pretty good sticks out there today. So Brian Lawrence is a good player. Andy Ashby plays a little bit, but I'd say probably the 3 of us, maybe.
All right, we got to
Must
get you.
be nice.
We got to get you the Ryder Cup. Beth Page, Mark.
Exactly.
We appreciate you doing it. We're looking forward to this on Sunday. Dick's All-American Classic Sunday at 5. Petco Park, free event. Perfect Games, premier high school games. Some of the best players in the country. Admission is free. More information at pgallamerican.com. Mark, appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll do it again. Thank you for doing
Mark.
You got it, guys. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.
All right, great stuff from Mark Loretta. We'll react. Plus Jim's back page coming up. John and Jim. Hey guys, it is John and Jim again for our friends over at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place, and now open the hotel and spa at Jamul Casino Resort. It's the next level of luxury. It's arrived. Treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at the all-new Jamul 23. From their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to their VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulge in chef-curated specialties, seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
It's such a great spot for sports fans as well. Great food. You got to get to Tony Gwynn Sports Pub, catch all the action, terrific food, watch Major League Baseball and more at Jamul and at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub. Make sure to get there this weekend. The all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. By the way, SDFC Midweek Live coming up, 13 minutes. Stay tuned for that. SDFC Midweek Live, Adrian Garcia Marquez, Darren Smith, right here on San Diego Sports 760. And again, SDFC back in action Sunday against San Jose. Good to catch up with Mark Loretta.
Absolutely.
Who is he a better golfer? Is he a better baseball? I'd say baseball. I played Major League Baseball for 15 years.
Here's the thing. When you, I'm not saying Mark doesn't do a lot. He does a lot in the community, a lot with the Padres, but like, it's much easier for him to go out and golf every day than it is for me and you to go golfing every day. If you get what I'm saying.
We could get out early, but you're not up.
Well, I was talking about the,
it takes money.
Takes a little money to go golf.
Dude, does it? I don't golf, but it doesn't take that much, does it?
Are you serious?
How much does it take?
Dude, if you want to go play like a semi-nice course.
No, go play like a community course.
No. Like a semi-nice course. Community courses, you get on for like $20.
Perfect.
But those courses aren't like, they're not good. Like
I thought Torrey was public.
It is, but you need to have, if you have a residence card, it's like $80 around.
Okay. So it's still not cheap.
Yeah. You go to some places, like they're like $120 a round. It's not cheap.
Yeah, but you're doing afternoon drive in San Diego. Give me a break.
What are you talking
You
about?
got the cash?
No, I don't.
You're saying that if you play Major League Baseball, you could play more golf than us?
Yeah, I'm saying
it's
if you're a professional athlete in your day, like go and play golf, like that's the thing to do.
But you're a golfer.
I am a golfer. I love golf.
Wasn't it? It wasn't that long ago. We'll get to the back page in 1 second. Didn't you have like a thing going where you played golf a lot, maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, I got in a golf kick where I got like all new clubs.
Yeah.
Got I didn't get all new clubs. I got a new driver, got a new putter.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got some new wedges because I needed them. My driver was like a 1999 Nike Sasquatch. I know you know what that is, but if you're a golfer out there, you know what that is. My putter was some like just random Odyssey, and then my wedges, I was all messed up. I didn't know what degrees I needed for my wedges, so I went and got fitted for the wedges and the driver and the putter, and that's what I bought because my irons were already fine, but that cost me a little bit of money. And
have you been playing every day?
No, I haven't. So
sell them.
I'm still paying off that driver.
Exactly. All right, let's get to it.
Krispy Kreme, John, is giving away free pumpkin spice donuts and lattes today and tomorrow.
Okay. What do I need to do?
Krispy Kreme is celebrating the return of pumpkin spice season with a special giveaway for rewards members today and tomorrow. For 2 days only, members can score both a free pumpkin spice donut and a free pumpkin spice latte with any purchase. The offer includes any pumpkin spice donut from the original glaze to the pumpkin spice cake donut and lattes served hot, iced, or frozen with whipped cream.
I'm in.
Sound good?
Yeah, it sounds very good, actually.
How late is Krispy Kreme open till?
That's a great question that Google can answer.
What is it? 24 hours.
How about 24 hours? Yeah.
How about 24 hours?
Or some of them 10 p.m.
Daily service from 5:45 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Or sorry,
9:45 p.m.
9:45 p.m. The one in Claremont.
Why are you thinking of going tonight?
No, but I do love me some donuts, dude. Donuts are like my
maybe tomorrow,
like weakness, man.
Tomorrow morning,
we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. This New Heights podcast, by the way, that's I think still going on right now.
What are they talking about for 2 hours?
Padres, Dodgers? Is it still going on? Oh, wait, no, it just wrapped up.
Okay.
So it literally just wrapped up.
So nearly 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it was like an hour 45, hour 50.
Okay.
Guess how many views it has?
Did anyone watch?
Right now that I see on YouTube. Because I turned it on during the show.
Yeah, what do you see? What do you see? Because you saw me.
That's what I see.
It only says 390,000 views. That's not right.
No, it's not right because it's still...
Like it takes time. We know that it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, like we do shows.
They had 1 million people live.
They had 1.3 million people live watching this. It's one of the most viewed live YouTube shows
ever.
Will
it do though what we were talking about, the 80, 90, 100 million views on YouTube?
I don't think it's going to reach 100. My guess,
they repurpose it, I don't know how they're going to repurpose it and stuff.
Well, I was scrolling through TikTok last night, and someone made a good point. The reason why this might not be the most watched podcast is because people are going to clip the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah. You're going to see everything you need to see.
And so you won't need to watch an hour 45.
You'll get the 1 minute clip.
You just watch the clips.
She said this is a better album.
Yeah. And if you watch the clips that are aggregated from everybody known to man on the internet,
then you don't have to even go to YouTube.
Doesn't count towards the views, doesn't count towards the listens. But still, I think this thing's going to get 50 to 60 million.
Dude, can you imagine the ad revenue? Because on YouTube, you basically get paid per click. And when you have, I've never seen anything like millions of views. I mean, I can't even imagine how much money this is bringing in.
Like, think about this. We've been doing our wrap-up show channel for almost 4 years now. I think 3.5.
And we've just passed 2 million views.
And we just passed lifetime 2 million views on like 800 videos. This thing's got 2 million views in like
an hour. And we have 2 million in 4 years.
Correct.
Maybe we should bring Taylor Swift on.
We just passed 1 million views on our John and Jim channel, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
So that's like insane. I'll end with this. John, if in 1978, were you born?
I was not.
Okay. Well, if you were born, you should have bought a Luke Skywalker toy by Kenner for $7.99. You want to know why?
I think my brother had that.
Well, if he did have
threw it out. Wow.
Well, he just wasted potentially $250,000 to $500,000.
That's all right.
Because that's what this thing is going for at auction right now. That it's expected to get between $250,000 and $500,000. The current auction right now is at $100,000.
But is it that price because it's unopened?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Who would have done it in 1978? You know what I mean? Like
retail
if you
stores
were around,
that don't sell it.
Retail stores, yes, but like actual people that buy it. If you buy it for your son, your daughter, your kid in 1978, I mean, everyone's going to open it, right? Nobody's going to. It's so hard to predict the future like that.
Yeah, no, nobody opens it. But if like retail stores have like
that makes
leftover,
sense. That makes sense.
And then they're just like in boxes and put away.
And they open it up.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
20 years later, and like, oh,
it's like boxes of cards with Pokemon or LeBron James rookie year or Kobe Bryant, and they've never been touched.
Because I'm always amazed how so many of these first edition shadowless Pokemon cards are still out there.
Right, like still like in packs, you're saying?
Yeah, still in packs and booster boxes because they don't print those anymore.
But they're in some box.
And these are from 25 years ago.
Right, someone's inventory.
Like they still keep coming out and coming out. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. What do you got? Ryan?
I think some of those old toys are a case of, say you bought Jones a Boba Fett toy, but you like forgot it or it fell out of the bag in the car or something. And then you find it in 10 years later in the trunk or something like that. And it's not open. And then you're like, well, it's been this long. It might be worse. And then you just don't open it from there out.
Insane.
And finally, a new record for the most expensive Kobe Bryant card ever to be sold.
Saw this. 2 million over 2.3, 2.2.
A 2015 Panini Flawless Logo Man sold for $2.3 million. So it wasn't even graded.
2.3 million?
2.3 million for a 2015 Panini Flawless Logo Man, where the logo, like the patch, is the NBA logo with a perfect Kobe Bryant signature.
I'm going to try to trade for that.
Maybe we can do it next weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to try to trade for that at our next card show.
Perfect.
All right. Back tomorrow from Snapdragon Stadium. Special showtime, by the way. 3 to 7. Brent, you realize that? 3 to 7 tomorrow. SDFC midweek live on the other side. Got a great show lined up for you tomorrow. And then, of course, back here getting you ready for Padres and Dodgers on Friday as well. All right. If you missed anything, sportssd.com. Wrap-up show tonight for Brent and Jim. I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye-bye.